quarterfinals, and we'll catch up with all the stats and how these teams have done to get to this stage. And then, of course, it's the knockout stage. Alongside me, we've got my good friend Ryan Davis, son of Charlie Davis, who's played Test match for the West Indies from 1968 to 1973. Welcome, Ryan. Cool conditions here, and we welcome you once again to Rydal, Georgia.
Lenny, thanks a lot. It's a privilege to be here, and these two incredible teams are about to face off. Now, we talked about the toss and how Atlanta Fire won the toss and elected to bowl first, but both of these teams are now playing to their strengths. Masters Cricket Club very comfortable in batting first, setting the total, then defending. So adept are they at batting first that they've won all of their 3 matches in setting a huge total and putting pressure on the team batting second.
So Justin Dill has been given the ball. We have seen a lot of South Africans being part of our domestic setup these days, Ryan Davis, and later on we'll see the likes of Cornea Dry. Of course, we've seen Andres House playing for one of the other teams, and so Justin Dill has been given the ball. And Ryan, let's talk a little bit about the toss. How important are toss in these first round 10 o'clock matches, 10:30 matches?
The conditions are a lot more exaggerated at this time of the day. A lot of wind going across the pitch, so it's going to be crucial for the bowlers like Justin Dill to maintain accuracy, and this can allow the batters to get on top because the bowlers may have a hard time keeping control.
So Danish Patel given the first ball, teams led by Aaron Jones and the man at the non-striker end, Rajdeep Darbar. So here we go, and Justin Dill will start. Will come into bowl to Patel. And gets a full ball, and straight away they're off the mark. Goes up to the region of Kenar Lewis, and this is a very good start here from the Masters. They're up and running.
Well, Kenar Lewis looks like the coolest man on the pitch with the hoodie and the hat and the shades, but I tell you what, Patel, what we've seen so far in the last couple of my innings, he's been the anchor of the innings while Darbar has been the aggressor. So we see that fantastic V-shaped on drive by Patel, something we've grown accustomed to in this tournament.
Yes, Ryan, and we have already done a game with Masters, and we have seen the contrasting style of both Danish Patel and Rajdeep Darbar. Short man goes square of the wicket consistently. Justin Dill. Again, ball eased into the onside, so a couple of runs. Good start here from the Masters. They've picked up runs on both balls so far.
Well, one was a full toss, one was a half volley, so we've already seen Justin Dill unable to hit his length right off of the bat, as we say. So understanding the conditions like we just mentioned, it's going to take him a couple of deliveries to find that length and to maintain that line.
And we saw earlier on Kenar Lewis opted to go with a bit of a windbreaker, and so is Riyad Emirates at mid-off, and I'll tell you why. They're players from the Caribbean, Ryan Davis, and conditions are really a little bit so much different from the ones in Tropic Caribbean to the ones in Georgia today.
It's the beauty of playing this sport in the US. One day you can have conditions similar to the Caribbean, and now it's almost like we're in England in Lords. Oh,
that's a brilliant ball. Danish Patel, the appeal goes up. Umpire Sandeep is not convinced, and so that's a quality delivery from Justin Dill.
I think the umpire was relying on Justin Dill for that appeal. The wicketkeeper ran off to the side, almost celebrating the catch, but Dill's appeal was a little half-hearted, and the umpire deciding, of course, not out.
So Stephen Taylor, the wicketkeeper. And we have seen how versatile Stephen Taylor has been. Started his young career as a wicketkeeper. Then he became an off-spinner. Has always been top of the order batsman. And he's been entrusted with the gloves today. And so far, Justin Dill, we've seen a very good delivery from him. Oh, lovely shot from Danish Patel. Could be the first boundary of this match. Yes, it has. And it goes away over the head of Kenar Lewis. Good strike from Danish Patel. That's gone for 4.
Well, that's his pet shot. That's his red zone. Going over the top, staying within that V. And Patel, it was a great delivery by Dill. That's the length he wants to hit. Of course, as these overs progress, they will have players out in the deep. But of course, Patel can get away with that now in the power play.
So Danish Patel, seen him so many times. He comes out of the New Jersey area. Has represented the Yorkers this year. He's a player I made mention loves to go straight. Ball driven into the offside. And so he picks up another run. Good start from the Masters. They're 7 for no loss.
That was the first runs off the bat that we saw. Not square of the wicket, but not straight past the bowler. So we see Justin does trying to vary his line now, coming further outside the line of off stump, allowing Patel to use the coverage.
So a couple of teams into this quarterfinal game. Masters haven't lost a game yet. On the other hand, the Atlanta Fire would have gone down to the Kingsmen, and who hasn't? Big Todd onto the tie pad. Could be a leg by here. That will close out over number 1. And so Masters at the end of 1, Ryan, they're 8 for no loss. So we've seen a good start from Masters, having been sent in. And as Ryan Davis has mentioned, very good toss to win, electing to bowl corner dry. A man who's played at the South African junior level 2012 World Cup has been given the ball as expected, Ryan Davis.
Coming from the northern end, it's a bit of a hill he has to go up, but like that experience you just mentioned, Lenny, he should overcome that within a delivery or two.
So Rajdeep Darbar has been quite consistent, 1 centurion of this tournament. Cut away, that's a lovely shot, not a fast outfield. And Kennar Lewis is posted at backward point.
Well, we talk about hot spots with Patel. What about Darbar? Square of the wicket, corner drag, quickly learning. Anything just short of a length, Darbar is going to go onto the back foot and score heavily. This time, of course, it was a third man, no boundary. But understand, that's where he likes it, the little man.
Yeah, he's having a very good season as Darbar gets off the picks up his second run and goes to the non-striker's end. But when you look at the production of Darbar in this series, got 100 on one of the earlier days of the tournament, got a 79 just the other day, and followed up that with I think a 40 plus. So he's really been prolific in this series.
I'm just going to add to that, Lenny. Fantastic. Like you said, though, the 100 came off of 50 deliveries. And then the 44 off of 24. And to give you some context, his 79 came off of 35 deliveries. So Darbar not only is prolific, but at the rate that he scores at, really puts players and teams on the back foot.
So a bit of hold up here, not too sure why, but I see the umpires and the bowlers are having a look at the popping crease there, Ryan.
Yeah, it looks like some gardening needs to be done before we continue. Understanding yesterday was completely rained out in Rydell, Georgia. We lost a whole day's play, and now the moisture within the wicket was an issue for the opening hours of today. Of course, it's going to dry out as the day progresses, but the 10:30 a.m. games are going to have to go through these conditions in order to progress.
And Ryan, it's ironic that as a fielding side, well, you've opted to field. You had to take into consideration that it's gonna be less than ideal to run up and really bowl here. So you can't have all slices of the cake.
Correct. I'm so glad you brought that up, Lenny, because a lot of people think it would be a no-brainer to bowl by winning the toss. But what about the conditions for your bowler? A bowler as big, tall, and as fast as Cornell Dry, he may suffer in these conditions. And then we talk about the wind. Of course, the possibility of wides and extras becoming a factor. And as the wind subsides later on in the innings, maybe the team bowling second may have the advantage. But it's so easily to just take that new ball and say, with these conditions, I'm going to have a first strike at the batter. But, like you mentioned, Lenny, other factors in play.
So 4 quarter-final happening simultaneously. And for all our viewers, if you want to catch up on your favorite team, well, there are 2 premium streaming happening now, one on field 1, one on field 2, and for the other 2 games, I suggest you can go to PVCC Cricket Clubs and you'll pick up all those games being scored live. And in fact, a chance for you to see what's happened during the course of 5 days of competition so far, as some ground staff has been summoned onto the ground. And Ryan, I want to think that they'll apply some grass, maybe some sawdust and what to get Corner Dry up and running.
Well, I have a fantastic garden at home, so the amount of hours I spend out in my garden, I'm going to tell you right now, Lenny, these guys have some work to do to make this pitch just even enough and have enough grip for the bowlers to maintain their balance and their shape as they bowl. And like you said, Lenny, you seem to have a garden at home, well, Lenny, as well. Here comes the sawdust, you called it.
Yeah, sawdust, a little bit of dry grass. In this country, I've seen pet litter has been used also. So they've really come up with ingenious idea to really get the clay a lot drier, a lot more grip. And so the news here, Masters having been sent in, they're batting at 9 for no loss. You can see that on your screen. Danish Patel, he's on 6. Rajdeep Darbar is on 2. And we saw a very good over from them from a batting perspective. So the card rolls away, and it looks like, Ryan Davis, nothing beats the spectators when they can see that play is about to resume.
Absolutely. We're all here for cricket, and you have to tip your hat to the groundsmen. They've done a fantastic job going up against impossible conditions. The rain yesterday, the cold today, sun 2 days before. They have just about went through every bit of the elements in a matter of 3 days' time. So tip your hat to the groundsmen. They've provided enough variables and tools for us to actually get the game underway on this fantastic Saturday morning in Rydal, Georgia.
So to all our viewers, let's give you a rundown what will happen. 4 games, the quarterfinal games, 8 teams will play in this 10:30 session, and then of course the semi-final begins at 3 o'clock. And then tomorrow the all-important championship game. So we'll on our way to the business end, and we'll wait and see who will be that last 2 team to really slug it out tomorrow in what is expected to be a bumper of a game. So Danish Patel, the man on strike. Corner Dry will continue.
We are so poised for a great game. We talked about, Lenny, you mentioned the Atlanta winning the toss, but understand Masters loves to bat first.
So good delivery here from Corner Dry, yes, Ryan, and they've batted first in all their games. They've really posted some big scores, 253, 247, 180, and they've won with all those big scores. But you get the feeling, Ryan, that they're running into a more sterner opponent in Atlanta Fire.
Yes, but don't take away from the fact that they've built those totals over the last 3 games. Now they're running into form. Darbar, prolific as ever, he's ready to go.
Going down the leg side, so we've seen our second extra of the day. We saw a leg by and the wide comes up.
Well, first time we've seen one of the bowlers straight down the leg side. Have to say Justin Dill did a great job maintaining his line, and we say that because the conditions here in Rydal, so much wind.
And the fact is, Ryan, Justin Dill was bowling into the wind, so he's handled the new ball pretty well. Oh, big appeal, he's gone. So Danish Patel is out caught behind. Stephen Taylor takes a regulation catch, and Corner Dry strikes in the first over. It's 10 for 1.
A little bit of pop off the wicket, but you have to give Cornell Dry all the credit. He bowled it just short of a length to find that corridor of uncertainty, Lenny. And there's nothing Patel can do. Patel is playing himself into a fabulous bit of form over this tournament. There is nothing he could have done with that. Just short of a length, top of off, and he's back in the pavilion.
And good carry from Corner Dry, very tall man. And he gets the ball, he releases from very high. So that little bit of added bounce is sometimes what really causes that little bit of edge. And in the end, Stephen Taylor, safe as houses, 1 gone is 10 on the board.
So important for this Atlanta team to break up this opening partnership. We've seen Darbar and Patel be the instigators in building these fantastic scores for Masters Cricket Club. And now, Atlanta Fire breaking that incredible opening partnership. And they get into the middle order. Here's that replay dry, hitting that corridor of uncertainty. No chance for Patel, just an absolute beauty.
Can I get the scoring bar open?
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, indeed, but that one is smack.
Oh, this one is globbed into the onside. A slow, short ball. So we're ready for resumption. We've seen the fall of Danish Patel's wicket cost Stephen Taylor bowl corner dry. And Ryan Davis, Jehan Senanayaka, the left-hander, comes to the middle. It's 10 on the board.
Well, just when Atlanta thought it's going to get easier, Senanayaka in great form as well. Just on Wednesday, He had 60 off of 41. Then one of the stars of the show, 23 off of 12 in his last innings.
And when you look at both of these teams, Ryan, the Atlanta Fire has always been one of the top franchise. They're part of the minor league setup for the last 3 years. You look at Cornet Dry, you look at Stephen Taylor, you look at Aaron Jones. Core players have always been around Atlanta Fire cricket for some time. Ricardo Powell.
So important to build a group of players to build around. They create the culture within the team, and then other players coming and follow suit.
And when you look at Masters, they would have gone up to the US Open last year, got into the semi-final. We saw that team led by Jesse Singh on that occasion. Jesse Singh is somewhere in the tournament, but he's playing for another team, and I want to think that his team has been knocked out, Jesse Singh. So he has been at the leadership of this Masters team. This year they've gone with Rajdeep Darbar, who comes out of the Philadelphians. And they're batting at 10 for 1. We've seen a quality over here from Cornet Dry. Turned away into the onside. Could pick up a couple of runs here at least. And Kiernar Lewis has had a lot of work to do. Ryan, so 2 gone, it's 12 for 1.
Yep, a lot of moisture on the grass as well. Couldn't get the boundary. Thick outfield. First time we've seen Dry just sort of straight into the body, allowing Senanaika to get off the mark.
So welcome back. And for all our viewers, you might be wondering what's the condition like here in Rydell, Georgia. Well, it's about 58 degrees, Ryan Davis, but factor in the wind, we are in the shade. And so probably feels at about 50, I would say, 50, 51.
Well, coming from New York, Lenny, it feels like 51 for you. It feels like below freezing for me from Florida. So we're in 2 different climates at the moment.
So Justin Dill, his first over gone for 7. The big thud onto the pad, could be another leg by. So we've seen Darbar not getting opportunities. Ryan Davis in terms of the strike, he's really been out of strike for some time, and now he runs through for a leg by. 13 for 1.
Well said. With the Darbar we've seen over the last 3 or 4 days would have clipped that pass backwards square. This time slow to get his hands and the bat close to the ball. Hits the thigh pad for the second straight delivery for Darbar that he's faced. But you'll have to love the use of the appeal. The appeal certainly slowed things down. It was going to go over the stumps, but the bowler Dill appealing just to slow things down for the batter and provide some hesitation.
And good encouragement for the likes of Justin Dill and Cornet Dry. If the ball is hitting your thigh pad, there's bounce on this track. Up into the offside, falls in no man's land, and in fact Ilya Sunny gets onto the ball quick.
Well, with the moisture in this wicket, it's going to be hard to play through the line of the ball, and Senanaika almost fell victim trying to score, but Dill bowling that ball just short of a length. If you try to play through the line, you can be caught in cover or extra cover.
So the 2 men outside of the circle, there's a deep square leg and a man at third. They're batting at 13 for 1. They've lost the wicket of Danish Patel. They're playing a miss. In fact, another extra into the card. Wide again off the bowling of Justin Dill.
Well, Dill was hitting his line and his length, pitching the ball up in his first over. This time trying to drop it a little bit short. Just adjusting that length to the batter to create some hesitation. And these conditions are not easy, Lenny, to maintain that line on off stump.
So again, a couple of wides outside the off stump, and then Ryan, you get the feeling that if you want to bowl a wide, well, it's not, bowlers don't want to bowl wide, so let me take that back. But if you're bowling a wide, you probably want to bowl it on the off stump to allow Stephen Taylor or any keeper to see it.
Absolutely. You just do not want to drift down the leg side. You have more than one wide, 3, 4 wides if it gets through Stephen Taylor. But Justin Dill not happy with the umpire's call, trying to demonstrate that he was closer than the umpire suggested.
So ball into the offside, can't score. Looks like Zia Shazad. And look at that. They'll come back. Well, in fact, they'll only get one. In fact, they'll come back for 2. So what should have been probably a dot ball ends up to be a couple of runs.
Always the possibility with a run out. Understanding you want to put the pressure on the batters, but there was no cover. The man from deep backward square to come all the way around to gather. And like you said, Lenny, the dot turns to 2.
Yeah, it might have been Zia Shazad. We saw his last ball 6 the other day. Really got the Atlanta Fire. It was a decider with the Samp Army, and they've taken out a big team Samp Army.
But talking about that game against the Samp Army, Dill was one of the heroes. 3 for 28. His spell so far in his second over, starting to hit that line and length to the point where the batters can't take control in the power play.
So they're going just over 6 runs and over, the Masters. We saw them in this series getting a couple of double 100, 247, 253, and we come into this quarterfinal. And Ryan Davis, I made mention because they're running into the Atlanta Fire, well-established franchise team. This is going to be a sterner opposition for the Masters.
Absolutely. It's all going to come down to when the Masters produce with the bat, it set up their innings with the ball. Now, against this Atlanta Fire team, I think they're going to have to be a lot more disciplined when they do get the ball in their hands in the second inning compared to the games in the past.
So still a lot of batting to come. The likes of Bhaskar Yadram, Garanshu Sharma, Jonathan Carter, who's played at the highest level. Sananayaka looking for one. Shazad comes in, has a throw at the stumps. Probably take a look on that replay. If he was going to be in danger, has Shazad strike.
Well,
3 gone, it's 18 for 1.
Well, he had one stump to aim at, never easy. So the batter's putting the pressure on the field. Here comes Shazad. And looks like he would be a goner.
So 3 gone, it's 18 for 1.
Yeah, I was going to the back.
So 3 overs gone. They're batting at 18 for 1. Sananayaka and Rajdeep Darbar out in the middle. Little bit of hold up, Ryan. We were told that the 30-yard circle is not 30 yard.
That's never good in a power play. So the fielding team understandably got it adjusted, and now the captain can go to work and have his placements exactly where he wants them.
So corner dry. First over has gone pretty well. Picked up the wicket of Danish Patel and only conceded 4. And will come into ball to the left-hander, Jehan Sananayaka. So they're going at 6 runs and over.
Sananayaka's last outing, 23 off a mere 12 deliveries. So understand he's in good nick to go along with Darbar on the other end.
So ball eased into the offside. Ilyas Sunny comes in quickly, can't prevent the single. Good running.
So Cornell Dry and Justin Dill now hitting their straps just short of a length. So important for these batters in the power play to pick up the singles off of the good balls, Lenny. Don't allow Dry to get used to bowling to the right-hander or a left-hander. Have the strike be changed so the bowler has to adjust his line and length.
So Masters comes out of Group A, would have dominated that group. Carolina Smashers, easy win. Falcons Cricket Club, easy win. And we also saw them winning over the Atlanta Force. Again, ball eased into the offside. So we have seen a quiet and very passive Rajdeep Darbar today, Ryan Davis.
But the longer he stays in the wicket, Lenny, the more dangerous he becomes. The quicker he starts to get his eyes in, as they say, then he can sit in, let the spinners come in, and then he can start picking them off and building up the run rate.
Yeah, Ryan, you're right on that. He knows he's going to be a very impactful batter for this team. He's the captain of this team. He's really given them runs in this series. Oh, that's a lovely drive from Jahans Sananayaka, but can't be the man at mid-off. But a lovely drive, good flow of the bat.
Well, a man in form. You look at his shape and his technique. Right off the middle of the bat. Mid-off was in trouble as it came to him with some fire. And let that be a warning to Cornell Dry. Anything loose, Sananayaka will pounce.
So ball into the offside. Ilyas Sunny gets quickly onto the ball and chance of probably going for one of those cheeky single. Quickly turned into a dot ball. Good bit of work here from Ilyas Sunny as he challenges the ball.
Well, the fielders now starting to anticipate because the last 2 singles that were picked up in that area were similar in a similar district. So now the fielders just sort of anticipating the single and providing adequate cover for their bowler.
Yeah, good bowling so far from Corner Dry. He is not allowing the batters to really come onto the front foot to exploit the conditions of a big drive. And so far he's only given up 2 in this over. Followed up with a couple of dot balls. Here he is, Jehan. Runs coming by single. Good bowling here from Corner Dry.
Well, the conditions are not easy out there. The wicket has some moisture in it. It's not coming onto the bat. So the batters are almost grafting their runs right now, looking for the gaps, picking up singles, trying to rotate the strike. But as of right now, Lenny, Atlanta Fire are winning the battle in the power play. Great toss to win.
And you look at Rajdeep Darbar. If he's planning to go down the ground, we saw him on pitch 2 a couple of days ago. Ryan went down the ground quite a few times. He will have to factor in the breeze coming in from the north side. That's where Corner Dry is running in from. Corner Dry has the breeze at the back of him. Here he is to Darbar. Same shot into the northern side, and probably that will go away for 4. So on the ball.
Lenny, can you give us the lottery numbers for next week, please? Because clearly you can see into the future. Fantastic call by Lenny. And yes, Darbar doing what he's done all tournament long. He's in the power play, understanding where the fielder is, and just lifting it over mid-off to get his first boundary. Just going back to Darbar, he has been the aggressor in the opening partnership because he's played with Patel, and Patel providing the anchor of the innings in the first 3 matches for Masters Cricket Club. Now that Patel is back in the pavilion, maybe Darbar will start to think about being the anchor and looking to bat through this innings.
Soraya Emirates, very experienced player, comes out of Trinidad and Tobago, and he's been on the T20 circuit for some time, plies his trade quite a bit in the United States. So here he is at the Atlanta Open in 2023, and he comes into the attack replacing Justin Dill. 2 overs, no hit, none for 12 for Dill, and we'll come into both the Jihan Sananaika. Both batters out in the middle are on 7 apiece. And Ryan, when you look at conditions from Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, so much difference here, so much different here on Saturday.
Absolutely. It's the beauty of playing this incredible game in the United States of America. We had a warm-ish Tuesday, Wednesday. Then we had rain on the Friday rather. And now we're here on Saturday with cold conditions. Literally 3 different climates in 3 different days. But the players have adjusted, professional as ever.
So ball into the onside, could be another leg by here as we're into the 6th over. In fact, we're into the 5th over, and we've seen Justin Dill so far. We've seen Corney Dry. They have opted to go with Ryan Emirates, another seamer. Good choice, Ryan.
Well, Emirates' traits is his accuracy, so him coming in as that 3rd bowler, he's going to continue to maintain pressure on the batters after Justin Dill did a great job opening the bowling for this Atlanta Fire team.
So still some bowling options. Of course, they'll turn to the spinners likes of Ilya Sonny, Amila Aponso. Ricardo Powell has done some bowling in this series. Stephen Taylor, well, he's keeping today, but he's another off spinner, very useful at times. But they're opted to go with some seamers, and Rajdeep Darbar on 7, the man on strike. Oh, pulled away. That's a good looking shot from Rajdeep Darbar. Fielder comes around, saved the boundary, and they come back for a couple of runs.
Well, he can't drop his shot to Darbar. He takes full advantage, but to the point where we have one of our fielders who was down at the rope, seems to have hurt himself. He's back on his feet, but a boundary to Darbar. He's starting to cut loose. He got one back overhead in the last over. Now he shows what he can do when the ball is dropped short and scoring square of the wicket.
So lovely strike from Rajdeep Darbar. We made mention one of 3 centurions in this series in 2023, Ryan. We saw Nitish Kumar, the Canadian, getting 100. We saw Sai Gajela getting 100. And it comes down to Rajdeep Darbar, who has led his team into a quarter-final playoff. Oh, hammered into the onside. This time he finds the gap. And couple of 4s off the bat of Rajdeep Darbar.
Well, this one was almost was actually through mid-wicket, so he picked it up so early, Lenny. And he just smashed it forward of square. Talk about a man in form. You don't bowl there to that man. And Darbar does the rest. And he can show what he can do if the bowler does attempt to drop it short.
So not a good start here from Emirates. He's given up 9 in 4 balls. This time over the offside, cutting away, and it's gonna go bouncing up towards the point boundary, and so 3 4s in a row from Rajdeep Darbar.
Well, if I'm the captain of the force, I'm going to ask my bowler, when are you going to decide to pitch one up and have Darbar drive within the V? He continues to drop it in short, and Darbar picking it off as the ball is the ball is holding up because of the moisture on the wicket. It gives the batter like Darbar time to adjust, getting position, and just punch it to the boundary.
And he's really played the ball on merit. A couple of ball into the onside, and he's picked up a lovely shot over the offside when you thought that Emirates was trying to correct things. Yeah, we haven't seen that pitched up ball from them, Ryan. They're not listening to you. So 5 gone is 38 for 1. So 38 for 1 at the end of 5. They're going at 7.6. We've seen a good over for the Masters in the last over, courtesy of Rajdeep Darbar, as Farhan Reza, another medium pacer, comes into the attack, Ryan.
Well, we saw Patel being sent back to the pavilion, Darbar being just a little bit hesitant in playing his shots. But now that his eyes have been settled, he's been facing more deliveries, Lenny. Guess what? 10 deliveries now. He has 19 runs to the good. He's allowed himself to build an innings, and now 3 boundaries in succession, 12 runs in the last 3 balls. He's now starting to cut loose.
So Farhad Reza given the ball. Here he is, driving through the line. Will pick up 1 and turns the strike over to the attacking Rajdeep Darbar with a century in the series already.
Do not underestimate the right-hander left-hander combination. There's a reason why coaches separate the right-handers from left-handers. So now the bowler just bowled 1 delivery to left-hander, now has to readjust and come to the right-handed Darbar. And what we've seen from Darbar, he is pouncing on anything short. The bowler will do well to keep this one up and have Darbar try to score within the V.
Still within the power play, cut away. That's a lovely shot. Will not get to the boundary. In fact, it has, Ryan, and that's another lovely shot from Rajdeep Darbar, square of the wicket.
Well, after you've scored 3 successive boundaries, even the good deliveries now, Lenny, are starting to turn into bad ones. Beautiful square drive off the back foot. Fantastic shot. Darbar made that boundary. It was a good delivery by the bowler, Reza. And Darbar's, like we said before, beginning to cut loose.
So lovely shot, given a lot of width, short from Reza. Chopped into the ground, can't score. So 4 quarter-final games, and for all our viewers, you can pick up the other 2 games that are not on the MLC network by going to Cricket Clubs, PVCC Cricket Clubs, and you can catch up with all the live scores there. For the time being, welcome to this clash. Masters haven't been sent in. They're batting at 43 for 1. And of course, they take on the Atlanta Fire. So a chance for you to catch up on your Atlanta Fire team if you're a fan of them, or to catch up on the Masters team who comes out of the New Jersey area. Oh, into the offside. Smashes this over long off. And that has gone for the first maximum of this match. It comes off the bat of Rajdeep Darbar, and the score goes up to 49 for 1.
No, that is last 3 balls he faced in the last over, crashed into defense. Now the first 2 he's faced have gone, 1 gone over and 1 into defense. And that one was a maximum, and he's now trying to take full advantage, Lenny, of the last few deliveries of this power play.
Yeah.
So now Darbar 23 off of 12.
So they're on the verge of crossing their first milestone, and here they are on 49. And look at that, into the offside. More runs here. Kenar Lewis will come around, and that brings up the 50 for the Masters, having been sent in. Good looking shot again from Rajdeep Darbar. 50 on the board.
Well, don't ever underestimate boundaries. Boundaries now mean the batter starts to dictate, because the bowler has to adjust. So the batter now starts to anticipate what the bowler is going to bowl, and Darbar just opening the face of the bat delicately to pick up another single. Seems like a batter in control at the moment of the innings.
And Ryan Davis, how better does the conditions get after every passing minute? We'll talk about that. Jihansen and Naika has really supported well. A partnership of 40. So 6 gone is 50 for 1.
Absolutely. Darbar 30 off of 14, well in control, and now MCCC getting on top.
I think it is. So another bowling change. Emirates, first over, gone for 12. He's been taken off. I wonder if it's Azia Shazad, but we'll confirm that. Rajdeep Darbar is on strike. He's batted well for 30 so far, Ryan Davis. And they have reached 50 for the loss of 1. 6 overs gone, and here we are out of the power play.
Well, this is the point where Atlanta Force are going to try to drag themselves back into the game after Darbar took it away from them over the last 2 overs. The spinners are on. The cover for the right-hander is a long off, a long on, deep wicket, deep backward square, and a sweeper in cover. So a lot of protection on the leg side.
So ball guided into the offside. We've seen a very good start from this right arm leg spinner. He's kept the ball very well. A couple of good balls from him.
This partnership now 40 off of 29 deliveries. Ooh, and the leg spinner now really having Darbar second guessing himself. A little bit of bounce. And Shazad starting to hit his straps in only the first 3 deliveries.
Oh, lovely strike from Rajdeep Darbar. Finds the fielder, but you get the feeling, Ryan, Rajdeep Darbar is not shy to express himself.
And understanding that, the captain giving a lot of protection on the leg side against Darbar. So if Shazad does stray, you can see that his fielders are going to back him up and try to prevent that boundary. Now for the left-hander, fielders are sort of looking at the captain. Long on, long off, sweeper, and then again the protection for the leg side, deep mid wicket, deep backward square for the protection for the leg spinner.
So we've seen a quality over so far from Zia Shazad, and ball played into the onside. Still a quality one, just a couple of runs in this over. The leg spinner has done well.
So hard for batters to get leg spinners away. Of course, you have to provide your own power now. You can't use the medium pace or fast bowler's power to get your maximums. Now the batters have to generate the power.
So drag down, but no harm done. Goes out towards the mid-wicket area. So the 7th over comes to a close. Masters batting first. They're batting at 53 for 1. So 7 gone, 53 for 1. The left arm spinner Amila Aponso, Ryan, comes into the attack. And we will see our second spinner here backing up Zia Shazad.
And just like clockwork, Lenny, the power play is over. Get the spinners on, get the player your protection at the boundary, try to slow the run rate and have Darbar and Senanaika start to graft runs again rather than starting to pick apart the bowlers.
So we made mention 3 centurions in the series so far. The man on your screen on strike, Rajdeep Darbar, he's one of them. We saw Sai Gajela and also Nitish Kumar from Canada. Couple of good balls here from Amila Aponso. Very good start.
Yep, not giving any sort of flight, just flat, allowing the wicket to have some turn and have the ball hurry on to the right-hander.
So ball banged into the covers. Corner dry is out of deep cover. And Ryan, do you think that the conditions have really gotten better for batting?
I do, but the outfield is just so moist that some balls that should carry to the boundary have literally gone for singles or twos, and that can add up, Lenny, as you know, as the game progresses in Atlanta Fire's favour when the outfield does dry for their innings.
So the left-hander comes into strike. What's the matchup? Who benefits in a matchup? Where the left-arm orthodox spinner comes into a left-hander, challenging the fielder for a couple of runs. They come back and good running. The throw comes in, not a good one. And this is very good running from the Masters team.
And this is what they have to do. Because the outfield is so thick and so heavy, they have to put pressure on the fielders to turn the ones into twos. They can't rely on that ball carrying to get a boundary. They're going to have to generate most of their runs on the good deliveries.
So 74 balls remaining. This has been a very good over here from Aponso. He's only given up 3. Couple of balls remaining. Jehan Sananayaka should have probably carted that one over the playing field, but in the end, another single.
In any level of cricket, the full toss can catch any batter by surprise, and Senanaika has to be kicking the rocks at the moment,
So
wishing he did more with it.
So 47-run partnership. Oh, Rajdeep Darbar has dragged this one onto his stumps. And so his innings comes to an end at 33. That big partnership of 47 is broken. Aponso picks up one, is 57 for 2, Ryan.
Well, this is a game changer for the Atlanta Fire, and Darbar, he's completely at odds with himself. This one pitched up almost at a half volley, trying to make some room for himself. Hits the toe of the bat and drags it back on. And the little star has to walk back to the pavilion. He's hit 5 boundaries, Lenny. That is a game changer in any innings. He's gotten 33 off of 22. And because he can score at such a rate, it puts so much pressure on the bowlers. As accomplished as Senanaika is, when you have Darbar's aggression, that changes the innings. Now that he's back in the pavilion, that really put the Fire back on top at the moment until Senanaika can start to get control.
So we'll have to wait and see. Looks like Garanshu Sharma has come to the middle. We'll confirm that. But for now, we've seen the departure of Rajdeep Darbar. Yes, Garanshu Sharma, quality player, more of a top player. And he comes out here with a solid-looking Jehan Sananayaka for the time being.
Well, Senanaika now facing 19 deliveries. Now the role has switched to Senanaika to be the instigator and really start to put some pressure on Shazad. And he does just that.
So into the offside, and we've seen Kenar Lewis patrolling that area for some time. In fact, from the very start, he's had some work to do.
It was just a single, Lenny, but it was a loud single. Understanding with Senanaika is going to start being the guy to start directing the flow of traffic out in the middle.
So Garanshu Sharma comes in to strike, another player who comes out of the Philadelphians. And we've seen a quality over in the first one from Zia Shazad, the leg spin. And if you look at him, a little bit like Imran Tahir. Into the onside, that ball in the air for some time. And look at that, they'll come back for a couple of runs. Good running here from Jehan and Goranshu Sharma. They picked up another one, 60 for 2.
Well, Shazad is looking at his short mid-wicket and just asking, why didn't you not dive? But I don't think short mid-wicket picked it up off the bat as quickly as he should. But they turned the 1 into 2, Lenny, and we're going to have to see them put the pressure on the fielders, like we mentioned, because of the heavy outfield.
So 70 balls remaining. There were talks of probably reducing overs if games does not start on time. Looking for a couple of runs. Corner dry. He covers ground quickly. Very tall man. And
Athletic as well.
And this time, perhaps Jehan, realizing that the ball is going to corner dry and not Kenar Lewis, has opted to stay for 1. Good choice.
Understanding your fielders, understanding the management of the game. Good call. Running between the wickets is an art in itself.
So Shazad, we saw the other day, Ryan Davis, Shazad may have been responsible for them into this quarterfinal. We'll talk about that, but he's bowled a tidy second over here, only 4 runs. Oh, that's a lovely drive, fluent as you like from Jehan. We'll only pick up 1.
Well, this one a bit of a half volley, and the batters would have thought he could have done more with it.
So 5 in this over so far. But what the Masters batsmen have done, Ryan, they've really rotated strike. They've been able to pick up singles, and we've seen a 2 in this over. Still a quality one here is Shazad to Sharma. And Sharma gets a good delivery, 9 gone, 62 for 2. So welcome back. 9 gone, 62 for 2. They've lost the wicket of Darbar for 33. Batted well. And Danish Patel, he fell for 6. Sananayaka has been there. He came in at number 3. Oh, bowled him. So that's the end of Jahan Sananayaka looking to on drive. And that one has gone through the gate. Amila Aponso picks up 1, and Masters, they're batting a 62 for 3.
For the second successive over, Aponso, so quick through the air as a spinner, has totally caught the batter by surprise. Again, a yorker, as you would say. But from a spinner, you wouldn't expect it, but he's bowling so quickly. So with so much zip off of 2 or 3 steps that he's completely caught Darbar in the last over. And now Senanaika, 2 of the gems of this team back in the pavilion, courtesy of Aponso. And in T20 cricket, so important for bowlers to use the element of surprise to throw the batters off. And Aponso doing exactly that, quickly through the air, and he's gotten his second scalp. Sananaika back in the pavilion.
So 62 for 3, couple of wickets for Amila Aponso. He's bowling a 2 for 4. Very impressive stuff. Ryan Davis, another left-hander, comes to the middle, a man who's played at the highest level, represented the West Indies in a few one international. Jonathan Carter comes out with 65 balls remaining.
Well, his last 2 innings, Carter 25 off of 18 and 23 off of 22. So a man who's seen a lot of deliveries, spent some time out in the middle so far in this tournament.
So into the onside, we'll wait to see if he gets off the mark. Justin Dill runs back. Umpire Rushain Samuels signals a wide, so a couple of runs will be added to the card.
Not the ideal start for Ponzo. A new batter coming to the crease. Want to put the pressure on him. Just drifting down the leg side. 2 more to the total, but now Ponzo has to work with the right-hander and readjust not only his line, but the angle is coming over or around the wicket. Now over to the right-hander, around to the right-hander.
So Sharma on strike, still Bhaskar Yadram to come. Bhaskar Yadram has really propelled them to that quick scoring towards the end, but still time for him. 65 balls still to be bowled. And we've seen a quality bowling spell so far from Amila Aponso. He's only given up 6, he's picked up 2. Sharma into the offside. Justin Dill runs back, and it's one of those calls. Ryan Davis, in fact, buys the call, so it has eluded everyone.
Great running. Carter turned and looked at Sharma and asked Sharma, do you want it? Sharma understanding that the ball didn't quite carry to the boundary, so went back to his crease. Good running between the wickets.
So Stephen Taylor being given the glove today. Another run here from Jonathan Carter. But the quality stuff from Amila Aponso continues to be a factor here. And he's really bowled well. Only 4 runs in this over.
Not only just adjusting his length, but the speed of his deliveries. He holds a couple of those back to the batter and then just zips one in right into the toes of the batter. And he's gotten 2 wickets as a result.
So Garanshu Sharma, he's been part of top order batting lineups in the Northeast. Into the offside. Amila Aponso continues to bowl economically well. He's picked up 2. He has picked up the wicket of Rajdeep Darbar, got a Yorker that got through the gate, and then we saw Jahansan Anayaka. In fact, he needed no assistance to get those 2 wickets, Ryan. A couple of bowl downs.
No, straight through the gates from 2 incredible batters who have been in form throughout this tournament and looks set in their ways in the wicket and managed to get right through their gates and pick up the wickets himself.
So 9.5 gone. So this final ball here will bring the innings to halfway stage. Into the onside. Good shot here from Jonathan Carter. And they'll settle for 1 as fielder runs in. So 10 gone, Ryan.
Yep.
It's 68 for 3.
Not only is he tying down the run rate, but he's increasing the over rate. And of course the umpires are going to love that.
So 10 gone, 68 for 3. Shazad comes back into the attack.
So Shazad, economical as ever, 2 overs, none for 8. And Lenny, we talk about the wrist spinner, what a weapon to have for the fielding team. Bowling to the left-handed Carter. Pick up a run, and it's something we've seen from Masters cricket, trying to pick up the singles even on the good deliveries, but boundaries have been hard to come by, Lenny.
Yes, we've seen the spinners, Zia Shazad. We saw a couple of wickets from Aponso, 2 for 9 so far. And it's been a while, Ryan, we haven't seen a boundary. We'll pick up that bit of stats, but we've seen quality stuff from Zia Shazad.
Well, Shazad to Sharma. And Sharma goes after this one. It's in the air. Taken at the ball. It's dropped in. Question is, did it go over the rope on the full? Waiting on the fielder, the umpire understanding the situation. And we take a quick look at the replay. And it's going to be a 6. Sharma taking the opportunity, going over the top. Fielder gets under it, but hitting his hand and carrying over the work, so it goes for a maximum, so a lifeline. And now the umpire has now changed it, surprisingly. The replay showed it was a 6, but the umpire deciding it was a 4.
So a good strike from Goranshu Sharma. Aponso, who we saw has really bowled well, this time into the onside, into the hands of, oh my goodness, Kinar Lewis this time, and a couple of chances here for Goranshu Sharma, and both has gone away for 4.
Well, catching and dropping is contagious on either end. So 2 drop catches in succession, and this is the human effect of the sport. It was wide to his right, he got his hand to it, and yes, in cricket books that should have been a catch.
So a couple of chances here for Goranshu Sharma, but that's all part of the game.
So Shazad, this one is short. His last 2 deliveries were full, and Sharma kicking himself, wanting to whip that one over cover, but could only manage to dab it for a single.
Yeah, the intent from Sharma, very positive one, Ryan. If you're getting dropped, it's nothing wrong with getting dropped inches away from the boundary. When we saw the fumble, both of them went away for 4, so it's 8 in 2 shots. You can look at it that way.
This one pulled away to mid-wicket. Again, batters asking for 2, but Carter loudly says no. 1 more to the total, and that is the end of the 13th over, 79 for 3. 11th over rather, 79 for 3.
Okay. Bowler with no short, it looked like Ricardo. It looks like Ricardo.
So the beginning of the 12th over, we have Ricardo Powell bowling some off spinners around the wicket to the left-handers. A sweep by Carter. Single. Of course, Sharma always running to the danger end.
So a couple of former international players out in the middle. Jonathan Carter, he's played at the West Indies top level, ODI. And Ricardo Powell, who's played Test and ODI for the West Indies. So he's still playing. Quality players, Ricardo Powell. And with all that experience, Ryan, it has to count for something.
He's taken experience to a whole different level, and he is 47 years young, and he looks like he's 27. So here's Powell bowling to the right-handed Sharma. Understand is the protection for Powell, a deeper wicket, a long on, long off, and a cover. And just short of a length, not allowing Sharma to get onto the front foot, into that wheelhouse, as they say, and score heavily into the V.
So Masters, they've played unbeaten so far.
Sharma drives. It's an on drive. I think it hit the bat of Carter, so it's scooted well short of long on, and they come back for 2.
It's cruel when you're playing against the opposition, 9 men fielding outside, but Jonathan Carter is considered the 10th man.
So it's the Ryan and Lenny show, bringing you the broadcast in beautiful Rydell, Georgia. We've had 3 different elements of weather in the last 3 days. It is now 60 degrees on its best day and windy, which means it's in the 50s. The batters and the fielders love it, the broadcasters hate it, but we're having a great time in Rydell, Georgia. Powell, Sharma, and he pulls this one. 1 bounce over the ropes, 4 runs to the good for Sharma. Just
Yes,
a fraction short by Powell, and Sharma did the rest.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage of being an off spinner. You're turning the ball that is heading down the leg side. Take a look at this one, short from Ricardo Powell. And Sharma has shown intent to be attacking. 86 for 3.
One of those where it sticks in the fingers because of the cold weather, Lenny. So Sharma surveys the field, still deep backward square, deep mid wicket and a long on. And this one is just whipped away off the pads. Deep mid wicket comes in, just one. Sharma wants two, Carter not interested.
So this partnership has gone up to 25 from Sharma and Jonathan Carter. It has gone for 8 in this over, so still exactly probably favoring Masters. If you're scoring 8 and over, you're still doing well, Ryan Davis.
So power to the left-handed Carter. Oh, just outside off stump, and that concludes the 12th over, 87 for 3. So a change of bowling from the southern end. The man from Bangladesh, Elias Sunny. He was the pick of the bowlers against Sampami 2 days ago in that last ball victory for Atlanta Fire. Sunny's figures 3 for 26. And Lenny, what can he offer?
Well, he comes in with a partnership blossoming here. 25 so far. We've seen a good knock from Guranshu Sharma.
Sharma's down the wicket, just whips it off of his pads. Carter now looking for 2.
Yeah, I love the positive approach here from Guranshu Sharma with 47 balls remaining. They got to give it a push. Bhaskar Yadram still to come. You want Bhaskar Yadram to come in with some balls to get his eye in and then of course play those big shots.
Question is, Jonathan Carter has been hesitant in running between the wickets. He's 5 off of 7 and the lefty to the lefty. Let's see how this combination works out. Elias Sunny just shadows that delivery, goes back to his mark. So the protection for the left-hander, long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square. Ooh, and this one is between bat and pad. And Carter just seems to have struggling a bit in the middle, Lenny.
Yes, Ryan, you look at his production rate so far. He's faced 8. He's only given 5 runs to the team.
Sunny, Carter, and here comes a reverse sweep, and the short third man is there. Another dot ball to the good.
Very good start from Elias Sunny. He's only given up 1 in 3 balls. Same bowling type as Amila Aponso.
Carter trying to lift this one inside edge onto the pad, and again the struggle continues for the Bajan.
So we've seen 4 balls in the over. We've only seen 1 off the first ball off the bat of Guranshu Sharma.
Oh, huge appeal for LBW. Umpire thinking about it. Checks the ball count, not out. And again Carter having a hard time picking this one up.
Yeah, it might have been going down the leg side. Height also could be a factor here. And so he survives. Still a quality over here from Sunny.
So 88 for 3. Atlanta Fire with their spinners clawing themselves back into this game. Darbar back in the pavilion. So too Senanayaka. And this one is driven into the onside. It was a half volley. Carter wants 2. Sharma obliges. So 2 runs to complete the 13th over. It is 90 for 3.
Very good.
Welcome back to Rydell, Georgia. And the ageless wonder, which is Ricardo Powell, will continue with his off spinners from the northern end. Had an excellent first over, just gave up 8 runs. And he's adjusting his field to the right-hander, bringing the deep back of the square around a little more square. He has a deep mid wicket and a long on for the cover on the leg side, a long off and a sweeper on the right. And Sharma punches in between mid wicket and mid on, and the batters scramble for 2, making the most of this thick outfield.
Yeah, we've seen a good knock from Sharma, 23 off 15. Jonathan Carter a little bit on the opposite side, 7 off 12. And so essentially what we've seen, that heavy lifting from Sharma has compensated for a partnership that has gone up to 30 so far, Ryan. But that's how the game goes. It's a team sport, and even when you're struggling, you've got the other man at the other end producing.
Powell down the leg side, Sharma turns, they get 1. And of course Bhaskar Yadram is waiting in the wings. Lenny, he is a factor. We've seen what he can do. He has hit 75 off of 25 in his last innings, and he is just chomping at the bit to get back out in the middle.
Yeah, we've got 40 balls remaining, so at some point Bhaskar Yadram will have to come into this equation, but we've seen a 31-run partnership. Jonathan Carter on 7 off 12.
Carter's forward, and Carter's last 2 innings, 25 off of 18, 23 off of 22, so he's seen a lot in the middle, but just hasn't seemed to been able to score at will. Powell, Carter, the sweep, and that's going to beat the man out in the deep, and it's 4 runs to Carter, exactly what he needed. And his score scoots on to 97, and Carter gets his first boundary.
Yeah, lovely shot from Carter. Look at that wayward ball going down the leg side, and Carter picks it up, struck it well, vacant area. One of the reasons, Ryan Davis, that Ricardo Powell not using a backward square, he shouldn't be bowling down the leg side.
This time he drives, it's a square drive, and they still get 1. So the good ball they get 1, the bad ball they get a 4, and all of a sudden Carter and Sharma seem to be putting together something in the middle.
Yeah, 36-run partnership. They've gone on to 98 for 3. We saw the 50 coming up in the 6th over, and they're on the verge of crossing the 100-figure mark, and it's in the 14th over. Here's Powell.
Last delivery of the 14th. This one is full, and Sharma doesn't get all of it, and they're going to put some pressure on the fielder. Will they be? Yes, Carter comes back for the second. It's going to be quick, but Powell can't gather. So that brings up the 100 right at the end of the 14th. It is 100 for 3. So the fantastic run in between the wickets between Carter and Sharma brought up the 100 after the 14th. Elias Sunny, whose first over just went for 3 runs, will continue to spin a web from the southern end, and he's going to be bowling to the left-handed Carter. Protection for Sunny, a long on, protection, deep at wicket, deep square leg. This one is just turned off onto the leg side. They're going to look for 2, and Carter is so quick between the wickets. He seems to be gaining in confidence the longer he stays out there, Lenny.
Yeah, he's done the right thing. He's really rotated the strike to Sharma. We saw a couple of overs ago, Ryan, Sharma got a couple of boundaries by hitting the ball well. And I made the point is I love hitting the ball to the inches away from the fielder. If they make mistakes, the ball will go away for 4. That's exactly what we saw.
So
35 balls remaining. Sorry.
101 for 3. And again, for the second time of his spell, we've seen Elias delivery just to get that run up. It's a 2-step run up, Lenny. It's not much of a run up, but anyway, Sonny gathers himself. Oh.
So we've seen a couple of winners in the past. This is year 3 for this Atlanta Open, this tournament. We saw last year the tournament was won by Stallions X, who has gone on to be the brand that is called Kingsmen.
On a slog sweep by Sharma, dragging this ball from the off stump all the way to the leg side.
And just coming back, Ryan, to the 2 previous winners in the other 2 years. We saw in 2021 the Lightning winning that championship over Samparmi, and we saw last year the Stallions X, who has now become the Kingsman brand. Their top teams in the tournament, they won against Lightning last year, captained by Unmuk Chan. So a big partnership here, 40 runs partnership, 33 balls to go, and Bhaskar Yadram waiting to come. It's 102 for 3.
Just going back to Kingsmen, they are the favourites. They've beat Atlanta Fire already in the group stage, and they're playing the other quarterfinal just behind us. We'll get that total for you as soon as we could. But here's Sonny to Carter. This one is full and he pulls it. It's going to drop short. And for the second time in this innings, the full toss has not been put away by the batters. Caught them by surprise. This one dropped short to the fielder Emirates just for 1.
Yeah, Jonathan Carter had the opportunity to catch up on his strike rate and should have really struck that ball. It was a loopy full toss from Elias Sonny, but it has only gone for 1. So a little bit of minor triumph there for Sonny.
This one is shorter. Sonny really dug this one in after the full toss. So 2 completely different deliveries by the left arm spinner. Caught Sharma by surprise.
So 41 run partnership. We saw the highest being 47 so far from Jihan and Rajdeep Darbar earlier on.
And this one is driven. The lovely looking on drive by Sharma, but only 1. Score goes to 104. And that is the end of the 15th over. 104 for 3. Welcome back to Rydell, Georgia. It is the Lenny Ryan show on the broadcast. So quarterfinals. Atlanta Fire winning the toss because of these cold, windy conditions, elected to bowl. And after 15 overs, 104 for 3. And Masters Cricket Club have built an innings, Lenny.
Yeah, we've seen a very good partnership between Sharma and Jonathan Carter. Sharma, the more aggressive of the 2, but Jonathan Carter has really supported well.
Well, the man responsible for 2 of those 3 wickets, Aponzo, is back in the attack. And he's bowling to the right-handed Sharma. Sharma drives over extra cover. Sweeper won't get there, and that's another boundary.
You gotta love the placement here from Garanshu Sharma over extra cover. Cover was a little bit more squarer. There's a long off, so there's a very big gap between long off and cover. And that's a lovely strike from Garanshu Sharma.
So he goes to 33 off of merely 22. First time Aponzo have been roughed up in his innings. He was 2 overs, 2 for 10 before that delivery. And now gets a second look at Sharma. This one shorter of a length. Sharma just punches it, gets one. So the rotation of the strike continues. Now the left-arm orthodox Aponzo will have to go to the left-handed Carter, and the protection for Aponzo on the leg side will be a deep backward square, a deep mid wicket, a long on, and on the off side we'll have the long off and the deep cover. More of a deep backward point. Aponzo, Carter in the air over mid wicket, and it clears the fence. Carter starting to cut loose. It's his second boundary in successive overs, and that picks up a maximum.
So that partnership has gone beyond 50. Take a look at this one. A loopy ball into the onside, and Jonathan Carter has struck the second six of this innings. We saw one earlier on from Rajdeep Darbar, but Jonathan Carter and Goranshu Sharma has posted 53, 27 balls remaining, and they're going at 7.4 and over. Ryan Davis.
Carter 20 of 18. Just punches, picks up the single. Aponzo, they're looking for two. They want to put pressure on. Corner dry, but no runners with the wickets. And Aponzo, two of his wickets of Darbar and Sananayaka was that quicker delivery right onto the toes of the batter. And yet again it works. They just get one every so often. He just speeds it up.
So 12 in this over so far, his most expensive over. We saw an over that went for 4, one went for 5.
And Sharma tries to cut loose. It's a loud single to long on.
So 55 run partnership with 25 balls to come, 13 runs in this over. The boys have really picked up, and they have targeted Amila Aponzo for the time being, their best bowler so far.
Yeah, so far Aponzo getting picked up for 13 runs in this over. This one is high in the air, and that's gone a long way. Well, it's going to take a while for us to get that one back.
So a lovely strike again from Jonathan Carter. A loopy full toss heading down the wrong line from Amila Aponzo. And Jonathan Carter has really picked up in the last over or so. Take a look at this one.
It was a quicker delivery by Aponzo, and it was full, and Carter making the most of it. If it was a bigger ground line, he would have gone for 8.
So the 16th over comes to a close. A partnership of 6-1 from Sharma and Jonathan Carter. It's 123 for 3, 24 balls remaining.
So a change of bowling from the southern end. Jason Dill, the opening bowler, will be coming in for his second spell. His first spell, 2 overs, none for 12, but he had the tough breezy conditions to deal with. Now the breeze has settled down. He'll have a little bit more control, but more importantly a change of pace, Lenny, compared to the spinners over the last 6-7 overs.
Yeah, different scenario now. Ryan Davis, he's bowling to a 6-1 run partnership between Sharma and Jonathan Carter. He's bowling to a Carter who has been on the attacking mode in the last 8 balls, and he's coming in with 24 balls remaining. Different scenario, and I wouldn't be surprised that Justin Dill being targeted here by both batsmen out in the middle that have really set themselves up for this final onslaught as we heading to 24 balls with Bhaskar Yadram still to come.
Well, Dill has a long on, a long off, deep mid wicket, deep cover to work with, and he has a third man. So Emrit has been brought in from the deep, and here's Dill bowling to the tall right-handed Sharma. Sharma just flexes his muscles and plays through the line. No run, a loud dot.
Yeah, this is a good start from Justin Dill. Still bowlers like Cornet Dry and Riyad Emirates, perhaps. Zia Shazad still has one. Amila Aponso still has one, but not too sure, Ryan Davis, if they'll turn to spin. But we will wait and see.
This one is outside off stump and it's a wide, understanding that we're into the death overs now. Justin Dill is going to start to try to use all the tricks necessary to try to limit the damage in these closing overs.
So 10 extras so far. We have seen 6 wides. Or wides totaling 6. Not necessarily you've gone down the leg side or the offside 6 times.
So Dill starting to struggle with the line, trying his best to bowl that full delivery outside the off stump. Has now bowled 2 consecutive wides. So now, after the wide deliveries, Sharma can now anticipate that Dill may bring one closer to the stumps and may try to put one over mid-wicket. Let's see.
You get the impression also, Ryan Davis, that Justin Dill is concentrating on full and wide.
This one is full, like he called about. One bounce, but long on provides protection. So just 1 run to the total.
So a couple of wides in this over. We've seen a dot, we've seen a single. So relative to that, still a very good over here from Justin Dill, but still a long way to go. Jonathan Carter comes in to strike. Bowlers will have to adjust that line. Half an inch down the leg side will be called a wide. While on the offside, Ryan Davis, you've got a yard to play with.
Correct. And with Carter batting, you're going to need more than a yard. He's had 3 successive boundaries. So he is chomping on the bit to get to face Dill. And let's see how Carter responds to the fast medium bowler. So on short of a length, and Carter just opens the face of the bat for 1.
The question is, when or if he does, Bhaskar Yadram, how does he factor in with 21 balls remaining? This has been a very good partnership, but you fancy that Bhaskar Yadram will want to have a piece of what's happening here. We come down to 21 balls, and both Gauranshu Sharma and Jonathan Carter has put the score 7.7 and over so far.
Sharma drives high in the air. The fielder's coming in with a carry. Just short. So Sharma gets 1. And I want to go back to the Yadram discussion. He's different gravy, as we say, Lenny. He can come in here and turn the game on its side with his power. So Sharma is going to have to open up, which he's trying to do. And so too Carter, understanding the weapon they have with Yadram in the pavilion.
So 66-run partnership, 20 balls remaining. And they're going at 7.6 and over. Dill has gone for 5.
This one is full. And it's driven off the toe of the bat from Carter. They're going to come back for 2.
And Ryan Davis, when you look at this partnership, it's a very good 168 runs, but it will seem incomplete if Masters finish this innings and Bhaskar Yadram hasn't had a touch on the ball. Not to say that Bhaskar Yadram will be the Superman, but that just incomplete feeling that one of our best explosive hitter hasn't faced a ball in this game.
One of the most explosive hitters in the tournament. Let's make that clear. Last delivery. This one is driven. It was full off the toe of the bat again of Carter. Come back for 2. And that will close off the 17th. 130 for 3 after 17. Welcome back to Ride Out Georgia. SCC Tech Productions bringing the broadcast of Atlanta Open 2023. It is the Lenny and Ryan show, bringing the broadcast in the quarterfinal. Atlanta Fire winning the toss, electing to bowl, and now it's 132 for 3 with the last 3 overs to bowl. And Lenny, we have Yadram back in the pavilion. We have Jonathan Carter changing his bat, so the message has been sent out in the middle.
Yeah, it's a tough one, Ryan Davis. A blossoming partnership of 70 runs. Both Guranshu Sharma and Jonathan Carter are scoring 7.7, but you've got a tricky situation where Bhaskar Yadram is still waiting to come, but there's no break here.
So new bowler is going to be Emrit from the northern end, and he just sort of holds one back. Didn't come on to Sharma, so he didn't pick it up. One more to the total.
And Ryan Davis, we have seen in the modern game, modern T20 game, teams retiring batsmen, and I'm not implying that they should do that. We're just discussing. But when do you get Bhaskar Yadram out in the middle? Not to say that both Jonathan Carter and Guranshu Sharma hasn't done a good job. In fact, they have done a phenomenal job. 7-1 partnership. They're going at 7.7 and over, but if you were a Masters administrator, if you were the Masters captain, weren't you concerned with 17 balls remaining? Your best explosive batter hasn't faced the ball?
In the tournament, yes. And I would say Jonathan Carter, understanding he's going to have to play the old love me or leave me attitude. Go for the maximum. If it doesn't come off, you get Yadram into the wicket. But let's see what Emrit responds. Just short of a length, understanding the situation, managing the game, Emrit. And you couldn't ask for a better delivery, Lenny.
Yes, Ryan Davis. This is where the experience of these players come into play. Ryan Emrit, he's played on the CPL circuit for many years. Would have captained CPL teams.
The Guyana team.
Amazon Warriors, yeah. And I think one time he was with St. Kitts Nevis. He was also the leader there. So he brings that experience here to Rydal, Georgia.
Emrit, Carter goes for it, it's high in the air, and it's going to go into the tents. That is 6 runs more to Carter, and this score, Lenny, now scoots on to 139 for 3.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot again from Jonathan Carter, realizing we come down to the last 15 balls. And look at this one, plundered into the onside, gone a long way and gone for 6. And I'll tell you something, Ryan Davis, a bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush, and I want to think that Carter and Guranshu Sharma, they're batting well. Why wait for Bhaskar Yadram?
Correct. We could only see the production, and if that's going to pay off. Emrit, Carter goes after the top edge. It's going to go over third man with it, right down his throat. Good fielding. He had to go back a ways and keep his eye on the ball, but he takes a good catch, and Carter departs. Emrit gets the breakthrough. The 4th wicket goes down with 139, and now the Fire have to face the fire of Yadram.
So that big 77 run partnership comes to a close. Ryan Emrit comes up with a breakthrough. It's 139 for 4, 14 balls remaining, and the big man, the imposing figure of Bhaskar Yadram, strikes to the middle, and boy, he had to wait a long time, Ryan Davis, with pads on.
Thinking about it, chomping on the bit, anticipating what he's going to do out there. Now, women and children, look out, clear the way. Yadram is now coming to the wicket with an attitude. And Emrit is going to have to be picture perfect to the big man, because even the mistakes carry to the boundary.
Yes, Ryan, and we saw in the last match Bhaskar Yadram scored 3 runs per ball, and that is because he got 75 in 25 balls. Was really an imposing impact on the last game, and he comes in here with 139 for 4 with 14 balls remaining, and Emrit has gone for 7 in this over, picked up the important wicket of Jonathan Carter. And now it comes down to Yadram, Guranshu Sharma, and the others to come if they come.
So, fantastic innings and partnership between those two. Carter, of course, 38 off of 26. Riyad Emrit, what would he conjure up here? Right at the body, stump to stump bowling, as they say. Let Yadram be the instigator. If he makes a mistake, he's back in the pavilion, gets one.
So they're 140, 13 balls remaining. Ryan Davis, 160, 165, maybe pushing to 170. Garanshu Sharma has been there for some time. If Bhaskar Yadram gets going, he's going to put pressure on this Atlanta Fire team towards the end.
Sharma 4 boundaries. Turns this around the legs. Just one more. Gets Yadram back on strike. And that is the end of the 18th over. 141 for 4. So the opening bowler, Justin Dill, is back in the attack. He bowled his third over in the over before. His figures so far, 3 overs, none for 21. And he's bowling to Sharma, 39 off of 29. Sharma drives, this one is high in the air, and it's over the ropes for 6. Sharma breaking loose and picks up another boundary, Lenny.
That's a lovely shot. That's the kind of shots you play in the 19th over. And they're going to target anyone that comes. They're running out of balls. 11 balls remaining. Bhaskar Yadram is still out at 22 yards. And take a look at this one. Clean striking here from Garanshu Sharma. And he's approaching a half century. It's 147.
Well, after you face 30 deliveries, you can play through the line of the ball at will. What will Dill do? This one is full, a Yorker outside off stump, and that's the remedy.
Well, every passing ball that goes by and Bhaskar Yadram doesn't get onto strike, it's gonna favor the bowling team. But we've seen a very good strike from Garanshu Sharma, so who needs Bhaskar Yadram when you can come up with a maximum after the first ball? Good striking here from Garanshu Sharma.
Closing in on a 50, he's 45 from 31. Drives another fantastic Yorker outside off stump, and Dill has responded with perfection.
Well, the big moment, if you're a fan of the Masters team and you're backing them, the local team out of New Jersey, and you're watching with this feed, Bhaskar Yadram, he's only picked up a single so far, he's only faced one. And you get the feeling, Ryan Davis, a good place for him to come down the ground with the breeze. And it's 148 for 4. Here we go.
Well, I've just put my helmet on, Lenny, so let's see what happens. Yadram, thick outside edge, over third man, and it's bouncing away, and we'll get to the boundary. So it didn't come off the middle of the bat, but it doesn't matter with Yadram. The 150 comes up, 152 for 4, with only 8 deliveries left.
Those shots always favor the brave batter. Had he not swing the bat so viciously, take a look at that. You don't get 4s. And he has done the right thing. Those slices are very important. The scorebook will never show that he was not in control, that he came off the slice. But the scorebook shows, as you mentioned, it's 152 on the board.
Yadram's first boundary. A little bit of confidence now. Tries to cut it away. Dill drops this one short smartly, Lenny.
This is very good ball from Justin Dill. We have seen in the modern day those loopy, short bouncers, very loopy, very effective. It has proved here again.
Just trying to change the pace and have the batter hesitate for a microsecond. And that's the difference between middling the ball and a dot ball. This one's outside off stump, beats the wicket keeper. They get one. Would it be a wide? That's the question. So 2 runs to the batter. Umpire signals byes. So 2 more to the total. 154 for 4. And that is the end of the crucial 19th over. 154 for 4. We'll be back for the last 6 deliveries. Stay tuned. So, we're down to the business end of this match. The last 6 deliveries of the first inning, Atlanta Fire winning the toss, electing to bowl first, and now they score 154 for 4, 6 deliveries remaining. Sharma, Yazram in the wicket. Sharma 46 off of 32, 4 fours and a 6. Yazram on the non-strikers end, and the experienced Riyad Emrit with the responsibility. So a slow delivery down the leg side, and the umpire unmoved. Sharma asking the question.
Yeah, might have touched something on his way through, so will not be a leg by umpire Rushin Samuels. And so we come down to the last 5 balls. Big discussion. Yadram needs to come down, or Sharma will have to go big. Sharma is approaching a half century, and Brian Davis, will this slow him up, looking for that personal milestone?
Confidence is key, and that dot ball from Emrit will be in the back of Sharma's mind. Full delivery, expertly done by the medium pacer. Just 1 run, but let's see how he delivers against the big Yadram.
Yeah, we saw already big Yadram has gone big in the last over. Got a big slice, a healthy slice that gone away for 4. So his intention is quite clear, and why not? With 4 balls remaining, it's swing bat time here at Rydal, Georgia.
4 deliveries, 155 for 4. Masters Cricket Club has bounced back. This one is short and pull away. Mid wickets coming across, they're looking for 2. Yadram does not oblige, which means Sharma, who's on 46.
Yeah, when you come down to these stages and you're allotted 1 run, it doesn't matter who's on strike. You've got to bring up runs. You've got to score boundaries. If you're not scoring boundaries, 3 balls into the over. We have seen a little bit of minor triumph here for Riyad Emrit. If the ball is not going across the rope, you're bowling well. 2 in this over so far.
Correction, Sharma on 47, closing in. Whips this one off the legs. Mid wicket comes across. They should get 2. Yadram says no way. 1 more to the total. Sharma says to 48. He looks to Yadram, but understanding what this game needs, Yadram will face the last 2 deliveries.
Well, let's see. He could face the last 2, but you never know what will happen here. Riyad Emrit has bowled a very good over. He's only conceded 3. And it comes down to the last 2 balls. Masters haven't been sent in. They're batting a 157 for 4.
Emrit, Yadram. No appeal for LBW.
And that's the point we had made. Ryan Davis, you bank on Bhaskar Yadram. He's coming 6 off 6 ball, but it's Sharma and Jonathan Carter who has really given them that strength. And you look at 158 for 4 today. Certainly not Bhaskar Yadram day, but he's come towards the back end of the innings, and with 1 ball remaining is Sharma on strike. Can he get to a 50?
Down the leg side, and he's going to have to deal with a leg by the experienced Emrit. And that concludes the innings. It is 159 for 4 after 20. Atlanta Fire winning the toss, and I have to say, Lenny, with the score not getting to 160, it can be a bit of an advantage. And Emrit, the hero of the hour, with a fantastic last over to limit this Masters Cricket Club to 158 for 4.
Yes, Ryan Davis towards the end. We saw a very good last over from Riyad Emrit. They probably should have picked up a few more, but the experience of Riyad Emrit has really come into play. And in the end, it's 160, going 8 runs and over. Still a very good score to bowl at.
Absolutely. In 180. But the last 2 overs have been fantastically managed by Atlanta Fire. So we'll come back for the second innings with Atlanta Fire needed 159 for victory. Stay tuned.
So welcome back for the chase. 160 needed from 120 balls. Asking 8 runs and over, Stephen Taylor, and it looks like Kenar Lewis have walked to the middle as predicted, and we're down for a couple of quarter-final game. And welcome back, Ryan Davis, with the news. 160 is needed from 120 balls.
So the advantage for Atlanta Fire winning that toss and managing to keep that score below the 160 mark. Now they can get a good look at what they need out in the middle and manage their innings appropriately. That is the one plus side of batting second and doing such a great job in the field to keep the score below 160.
So Kenar Lewis will be on strike. We'll wait and see who will start things off here for the Masters. It looks like Sachin Mailavarapu, so the left arm orthodox, has been given the ball.
Love the fact that they're going to open up some spin. You know, so many times the batters are mentally prepared to face medium pacers, and now you give them let's take an old baseball term. You throw them a curveball, or you throw them a wrong one, and have them start thinking about spin. They are the ones that now have to generate the power in the power play. And of course, being a left-arm orthodox bowler to a right-handed batter, there's always the possibility of hiding the ball down into the pad and have Lewis be the one to be the instigator and take a chance.
So the left-arm spinner will start. Kenar Lewis will be on strike. Got a 46 against King's men. In fact, King's 11, sorry, and got 13 against King's men. So a big knock for him at some point. And things are on the way. Good start here from Sachin Mailavarapu, the leg spinner.
Fantastic delivery. Hitting his straps from ball one, just short of a length, not into the wheelhouse of Lewis. So Lewis just has to prod forward defensively.
So Ryan Davis, we've seen Kenar Lewis. He's a quick starter when he gets going, and he's out here in the power play, licensed to really go big.
Understanding just 160 they need. He may just start to manage this thing from early on.
Into the onside in front of Stephen Wigg, and so this over's gone pretty well for Sachin Mailavarapu. 3 dot balls.
First delivery just short of a length, and the last two just sort of dug it in and got Lewis onto his back foot where he wants him.
Ball into the offside again, can't score. This over's gone pretty well for the leg spinner. He's bowling to Kenar Lewis, he's bowling in the power plays, and he's really kept the big man quiet.
Well, clearly he wants Lewis on the back foot and have him score heavily with his weight back there rather than coming forward into that wheelhouse.
So lofted into the offside. Garanshu Sharma, who played a very good hand, Ryan Davis, he comes into play. And we've seen the first run of the batter, Kenar Lewis. Atlanta Fire, they're on their way.
Well, you got your first glimpse, if you do pitch the ball up to Lewis, how quickly he gets to that front foot and how much power he generates. That was merely a push, and the long off was in play.
So Stephen Taylor comes into strike. We saw Stephen Taylor in this series. Couple of batting opportunities. Got 4 and got 18. Got 18 against Samp. So he will want to get a bit of a score as they head into the semi-final if they win here. Now look at that, a quality over from Sachin Mailavarapu. Only 1 off the over. 1 at the end of 1 is 1 for no loss. So Kenar Lewis, the man on strike. We've seen a very tidy over from Sachin Mailavarapu. Ryan Davis, what a start.
Kept him on the back foot and you want to make the batter do something that he's uncomfortable in doing to try to score. And Myla Varapu did exactly that to both of these batters in the opening over.
So Norman Iftikhar given the ball, the fast bowler. He will come in from the northern end. We've seen a very good start here from the Masters, and I made mention that the Masters would have been in the semi-final of US Open in 2022. They're knocking on that door, and a win here will put them into a semi-final berth at the Atlanta Open. Good start from Norman Iftikhar. Big appeal, could be a leg by, and things are on the way here for Norman Iftikhar.
There's a loud sound, waiting for the umpire to decide. Yep, there was a leg by. But again, ball definitely drifting down the leg side, and it's kind of high, Lenny. So I think again, it's one of those situations where you do appeal just to have the batters hesitate. But again, the change of pace, the spin on one end, the medium pace on the other end, brings the human effect where the hand-eye coordination is a little bit slower to pick up the ball. And we're in Rydell, Georgia. And our tent is beginning to take flight.
Yeah, we see Sean from our production team not only manning the coverage and certainly what goes out, but he has had to hold the tent down for the time being. Taylor into the offside. That's a good looking shot from Stephen Taylor. Long chase here, and they'll come back for a couple of runs. Good start from Stephen Taylor. He gets off the mark early.
Well,
So Nomi Iftikhar has gone for 3 in just a couple of balls. Still 156 to win, asking 8.3. Play and a miss, and he goes through to the keeper, the captain, Rajdeep Darbar.
well, Darbar applauding that one, and that is where he would like his bowler to live for all 4 of his overs. The corridor of uncertainty, just short of a length on or about off stump, and have the batters play, flash, and guess.
So the sun is all out in its brilliance, but don't be fooled for viewers who are watching that conditions here is anything but sunny and warm. I know it's sunny, but Ryan Davis is on the chilly side.
Oh yeah, eat your heart out, England. This is playing cricket in the US of A. Sunny, warm day 2 days ago, rainy day yesterday, and then it's a cold, windy day today. And we just saw Iftikhar hesitate on his run-up. We had some problems at that end, Lenny, with the run-up for the bowlers.
Upish into the hands of, it appears to be Guranshu Sharma. And Stephen Taylor gone early, gone cheap. It's 4 for 1.
We talked about the moisture in the wicket. The ball is going to hold up a little bit, and Stephen Taylor trying to play through the line of the ball to get it onto the leg side. Here's that replay. Iftikhar just short of a length, tries to turn it. It held up just a fraction, Lenny, enough to get a leading edge and an easy catch at cover. And that early wicket now sends a message to the pavilion and now puts the pressure on the Atlanta Fire.
So Aaron Jones comes to the middle quite early in the second over. And Guranshu Sharma, Ryan Davis, one of the easiest catch you can probably ask for off the batter, Stephen Taylor.
Lenny, I've taken a lot of catches, thankfully, in my life. But I tell you what, you still have to take them, right? Is that it? It's a dolly, but he held on. And that 158 may not be the traditional 160 mark that you're looking for, but Lenny, as they say, it's runs on the board. You have to go get them now, and that's what Atlanta Fire are facing.
So the captain comes to the middle, Aaron Jones. And it's 156 to win from 110 balls. Good start here from Norman Iftikhar. He's only conceded 3. Well, the team has conceded 3 in the over. That leg by will not be counted against his analysis. And Aaron Jones comes to join Kennard Lewis. We've seen the fall of Stephen Taylor. And we've seen a very good start here from the Masters. They've picked up 1 with 4 runs on the board. Here is Aaron Jones to face his first ball. And that's a lovely stroke into the onside to get off the mark. And Ryan Davis, I'll tell you, it's anxious moments here for the Atlanta Fire in this game, chasing 155, and I'll tell you why. It was last Friday. They played a decider against New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers to get into the final of the 2023 Minor League Cricket Championship, and they lost that game. So it's only 8 days ago that has happened. They would want to get this right. Essentially, if they don't get this right, it will be in 8 days they've lost 2 important games. Not good for the Atlanta Fire. 2 gone is 5 for 1. So we're back with the cricket 5 for 1. They've lost Stephen Taylor. Sachin Mailavarapu tidy first over, and over that has only conceded 1.
Well,
Aaron Jones will face his first ball from this end, and we've seen a little bit of Kennard Lewis.
Mailavarapu has forced the batters onto their back foot, not allowing them to get forward and generate power. Let's see what he does in the second over up to Jones. And the new batter, Mailavarapu, with a little bit of confidence, he holds this one back, Lenny. Gives it a little bit of air, daring Aaron Jones just his second delivery to do something about it.
Jones so far 8, 2 and 22, so he's only gotten 22 being his highest. He'll want to get a big score. Into the onside, and quickly, Ryan Davis, we spoke about several Atlanta teams in this tournament, but you get the feeling that the Atlanta Fire more at home.
They're the hometown team. Make no mistake about it. If you're going to use the name Atlanta on the score sheets, you're going to have to live by that. So they are hosting.
And for our viewers, I'll tell you some of the four teams. Oh, big shot from Kennard Lewis. Has he gotten enough? I think he has. And it may have gone upstairs. In fact, it's gone 1 bounce for 4. But a good attacking shot here from Kennard Lewis, and he picks up his first boundary.
Again, my on just to come in and on the boundary on the onside. It's going to be a deep, still adjusting.
Yadram, Stephen Wick comes in from Atlanta teams. Of course, we've seen the Atlanta Lightning, we've seen the Atlanta Fire playing here, and then of course we saw Atlanta Legends. So 4 Atlanta name-based team in this tournament.
Oh, beautiful shot.
So work here for Bhaskar Yadram will come around, but a couple of runs once you play the ball into the deep areas. So better over here for the Atlanta Fire. They have taken 7 of this over so far.
Yep, Lewis starting to open his shoulders. Of course, getting that boundary is going to give him some confidence as well, playing across the line of the ball, but it was full First time we see Mailavapu pitch one up. He's been keeping it short to Lewis.
So Kennar Lewis gets a tidy last ball. 3 gone, it's 12 for 1. They're asking to score 8 runs and over. Is going for 4 at the time being. It's 12 for 1. So 3 gone, they're batting at 12 for 1, still asking 8.7 and over. And Ryan Davis, you've got to like the bowling start here from Sachin Mailavarapu and also Nomi Iftikhar, who bowled a quality first over.
And understanding, Lenny, it's the power play. Atlanta Fire have to get a move on. Aaron Jones, US international, he's seen a lot of cricket. He's going to have to be the instigator in these early parts.
So we'll start another over here to Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones has been a fixed member of this Atlanta Fire team for so many years, has settled in the southern part of the United States.
Again, going back to the strategy of the change of pace, the left arm orthodox bowler and the medium pacer. Iftikhar having an excellent first over of just 1 for 3 and continues to apply the pressure.
Lovely pull from Aaron Jones, and that has gone upstairs. What a shot from Aaron Jones. Short, heading down the leg side and given the treatment.
He turned on it so quickly, Lenny. As soon as he dropped short, he picked it up and just turned his hips. Looks like a shot from Gordon Greenwich back in the day. It was again, bounded in short and just whipped it around. That is picturesque.
So lovely shot from Aaron Jones. We made mention 22 being his highest so far. And we come down to the last 8 teams of this tournament. We've seen 4 teams being engaged in a couple of quarterfinals. Into the offside, up and over. And could pick up a couple of runs, couple of good shots from Aaron Jones. This one a little bit over the offside, but still over the infield, and he picked up a couple of runs.
Well, it shows what this wicket can give you if you drop it just short of a length. Again, the first wicket did fall for Iftikhar by bowling just short of a length, leading edge, courted cover. Same scenario with Aaron Jones, the right-hander this time. Leading edge, almost, this one just going over cover. He got 2, but it showed that the wicket will provide something for the medium pacer if it's pitched up.
So we saw Noman Iftikhar picked up the wicket of Stephen Taylor in his last over. Dolly, very simple catch to Garanshu Sharma. This one has been a better over here for Aaron Jones. Big appeal. Rashane Samuel is not convinced. And whether or not he got a bit of nick onto the pad, we'll never know. It's 20 for 1.
Height. Iftikhar roaring in. Looks like it was a little high for Aaron Jones, and he was way down the track as well. So hard for the umpires to decide if that was going to hit the stumps or not, and of course the benefit goes to the batter.
So we've seen in the modern age, most of the time the umpires will have to factor in, did it impact in line? Was it touching the bat or the glove?
Was it low enough?
Or whether or not it was going to go on to hit the stumps. So those are some of the 3 things they'll probably have to factor in. Noman Iftikhar will not bowl. So I'm sitting alongside Ryan Davis, son of a former West Indies player and also one of our cameramen. He's also the son of a former first-class Trinidad player, Perron Duray. His dad, Keith Duray, has played at the first-class level for Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm surrounded by some dads of some people who are part of this production, and I'm quite delighted to be in that company. Into the offside, Stephen Wigg will come around and Jones will pick up another run. 21 for 1.
Well, you're going to introduce a whole bunch of stories if you're going to bring that up. My dad was batting in Guyana with Clive Lloyd, and the Georgetown was packed to capacity, and Clive Lloyd wanted to pick up a single. My father turned his back and said no. Clive Lloyd came down the track. Clive Lloyd was run out. My father said he could not go back inside the pavilion, so he stayed outside and batted as long as he could. So he said, if you think you had pressure in your life, understand what pressure is all about. So cricket can bring amongst the most pressurized situations at any time.
Cut away into the hands of a diving Stephen Wigg was always going to be a tough one. A brilliant if he had taken it. But Canal Lewis picks up one. It's 22 for 1, Ryan Davis.
It would have been a blinder if the car again got him back into off stump, just short of a length. Very zippy. Got the outside edge. Fantastic effort. Almost at a fly slip, Lenny. And he put it down. But a win for the bowler. Now the batters have a little bit of second guessing to do. And an excellent second over by Iftikhar. So the score after 4, 22 for 1.
So 4 overs gone. They're batting at 22 for 1. Asking Ryan to go at 8.6, and they're going at 5.5. So a little bit of the nose in front for this bowling team.
And understanding you want to keep applying the pressure. Myla Varapur coming back on for his third successive over. 2 overs, none for 8. He's been stingy, and the captain wants to turn the screws, Lenny.
Yeah, they've kept Kennar Lewis relatively quiet. We saw in the last over a big chance. It was always going to be a tough one into the hands of Stephen Wigg. It travelled very quickly to him.
Right now, opening bowlers who are spinners, Myla Varapur is writing the book on how to do it.
Oh, big swing! The off stump has been knocked back, and the big imposing figure of Kennar Lewis has to walk back. Myla Varapur strikes.
Myla Varapur has tied Lewis's down, his innings down for the entire opening 3 overs, daring him to go back on the back foot and score, this time pitching it up, daring Lewis to go after him now. Lewis not sure if to come forward or go backwards. Indecisive. Myla Varapur wins the battle, and the big Lewis heads back to the pavilion. And now the second wicket falls, 22 on the board, and the underdogs, David, has now pinned Goliath back in the opening overs of this quarter-final.
So 22 for 2. Elias Sonny comes to the middle. He joins Aaron Jones. And we've seen a brilliant ball from Sachin Mylavarapur. He's taken out Kennar Lewis.
Myla Varapur putting the pressure on the big Lewis from ball 1. And then into his third over, Lewis has been second guessing. And he pitched a beautiful ball on Midland leg. And for the natural turn to the right-hander, he bowled him neck and crop.
And I think this is very good captaincy from Rajdeep Darbar. He's employed a slip, stroked into the onside, so he's off and running.
A little disappointed by Malavarapu. Again, the perfect delivery for the new batter. It was right up half volley, easy drive to get off the mark. Wanting to see him hold one back and encourage the batter to come forward. Instead, a half volley, he took the pressure off.
So Sachin Mailavarapu, I'll tell you a little bit of a important fact about Sachin Mailavarapu. Born in Singapore and has played much of his cricket in England and has come to the United States, and he has really been part of the New Jersey Stallions for some years now. He's a quality bowler, and bowling with a new ball has really been his forte so far. And this has been a very good over. An over that has only conceded one, picked up the wicket of Kenar Lewis. And you get the feeling, Ryan Davis, we saw that last ball beginning to grip and turn and bite. A bit of purchase here. Good time for the leg spinner.
Yep, the wrist spinners coming after the power play. Again, Mailavarapu having the batters in two minds. He started off bowling short, now he's pitching it up, bringing them onto the front foot, holding it back a little bit, Lenny. And that is allowing the run rate to stay below the required 8.5. Now coming up to 8.97.
Yeah, that's almost 9 runs and over. Ryan Davis. Final ball coming up. Elias Sonny gets a good delivery. A little bit of hesitation in the end. They go through for one, putting pressure on the fielder. And so 5 gone is 25 for 2. So 5 overs gone. They're going at 5 runs and over. That's easy to calculate. And it's 25 for 2. And it looked like Soptai has been given the ball. So he replaces Noman Iftikhar. 2 overs, Noman 1 for 13. Ryan?
Well, the opening bowlers have been spectacular. Iftikhar, of course, is strike bowler in this tournament for Masters.
So ball cracked into the offside. Good looking shot here from Sonny. Could pick up a couple of runs. And yes, the left-hander has picked up 2. 27 for 2. So we come down to 133 to win from 100. In fact, from 89 balls. So Ty has been given the ball, and so the off spinner comes in here. Ryan bowling to the left-hander Sonny.
Oh.
And there's a big piece of caught behind. So Elias Sonny goes. The index finger of Rashan Samrose is lifted. And the third wicket goes down. It's 27 for 3.
Well, what a delivery to bowl to the new left-hander. Yes, he got 2 in the last one, but the very next delivery brought him forward onto the front foot. He invited him to the pub and then he left him, Lenny. It turned right at the last moment. Beautiful delivery. The drift brought him into the conversation and then he left him at the altar. Excellent bowling by the off spinner, and what a breakthrough. So we talk about the run rate, Lenny, but when wickets begin to fall, the run rate takes a toll.
Okay, so when they wear their jacket is so difficult because they're blocking their shirt, so I can't. So the experienced Ricardo Powell comes in at number 4. In fact, number 5, 3 down, is 27 for 3. We've seen a very good start from Soap Thai.
All started with the two opening bowlers, Iftikhar, Mayavarapu, putting the pressure on the opening batters, and Soap Thai continuing that process.
So the Masters having an excellent tournament so far, unbeaten in their group. Haven't taken out smashers, haven't taken out, might have been the Atlanta Force.
Love the idea of Powell coming in now. Build an innings, the fountain of youth, you've seen it all, and he's going to go to work.
Yeah, another quality ball here from Soap Thai. He's really giving them a good start. We saw an excellent spell from Sachin Mailavarapu, 1 for 11 off 3. Can't score again. This has been tidy stuff from this off spinner.
Well, he's building a gate, the bowler Thai, and his screws are beginning to turn. But Powell, all that experience, there's no time to panic. It's time to build.
So final ball, and this one is worked into the onside. Powell gets off the mark. He will be on strike when play resumes. So 6 gone is 28 for 3. So 132 to win from 84 balls, asking 9.4 Ryan Davis. And not too long ago you made the point that when a wicket falls, not only that falls, but also the run rate seems to go up.
The run rate takes a toll, and Mailavarapu understandably is going to bowl his 4th over on the trot. Captain understanding the situation, he's kept the power play to a minimum. 28 for 3 after 5. 6 deliveries left for the restriction, and he is going to continue.
So the power play would have come to an end. 6 overs gone, and so 28 for 3. The evergreen Ricardo Powell will have to play a good hand here on Jones. As we saw, he's looked solid, but he has lost a couple of partners. Would have seen the departure of Kenar Lewis, and not too long ago saw the departure of Ilya Sunny. And how much, and Ryan Davis, how much does that affect your natural game, Jones, when he has seen a couple of departures from his batters?
Absolutely, confidence is everything, and in this sport, when you're out there in the wickets, it all comes down to belief.
So
and he's spinning away, Blenny. Confidence on the other end now. Mailavarapu now is full of confidence. This is his 4th. He has rhythm. 4th over on the trot. He's pitching the ball exactly where he wants it. He's tweaking the ball now. So now Powell, the new batter, has no idea how to play him, how to pick up the delivery with the amount of turn he's extracting.
So a bit of hold up here. Ricardo Powell probably finding some bit of something wrong with the helmet. Consulting with Roshan Samuel.
There may be something wrong with the helmet, but why not slow down the play? Mailavarapu wants to bowl the next delivery in the next couple of seconds. Slow it down. Try to mess up his rhythm as best as you could by adjusting your attire, your helmet, your accessories, anything to spoil the rhythm of the bowler.
Yes, Ryan Davis. Isn't that all part of the game? Isn't that considered tactic?
It's called gamesmanship. And Powell is going to go back with the same helmet and take his guard, try to slow down the tempo, have the bowler slow down his rhythm.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of balls really turned away from the right-hander. And actually, those couple of balls, Ryan Davis would have beaten the batter Ricardo Powell. He did play at the ball. Driven into the offside, the Singaporean has continued to bowl well. 3 dot balls.
And now we see almost a half volley, but Powell again not picking up the ball, can't do much with it.
So I made mention his highest score. Powell hasn't really had a big knock in this series so far. He got a duck and he got 4, so really wanting to be among the runs, and it comes into this important knockout stage game. They will have to get this one right. So Myla Varapu tidy over again. And Jones into the onside will take an easy single.
So again, Myla Varapu going back to the well. His stock ball so far in the first 4 overs, get the right-hander onto the back foot and try to score, generate power off of that back foot.
So 1 for 13, his final ball coming up. He will take no further part in this game as a bowler. And so tidy stuff from Sachin Myla Varapu, his final ball. 1 for 13 so far, picked up the wicket of Kenar Lewis. And look at that. A brilliant spell comes to an end from Sachin Myla Varapu. 7 gone, is 30 for 3.
4 overs, 1 for 12. Spinner has now set the tone for this match and applied the pressure. Atlanta Fire.
So 7 gone, is 30 for 3, still 130 required. And Ryan Davis, that asking rate has gone to 10 and over.
And now, like you mentioned before, Lenny, power plays long gone. So the batters are going to have to start picking their spots, turning the 1s into 2s, really start to generate runs on their own. And now we have the quickie Stephen Wigg, who's going to continue to apply the pressure from the northern end.
Stephen Wigg comes out of the Stallions bowling lineup. He, along with Myla Varapu, has been part of that unit for some time, so good bowling tandem.
Lenny, I'm a little interested in why Stephen Wigg's coming in. Shabtai, 1 over 1 for 3. He was in rhythm, as you would say. To take him back off, I'm sure they're going to save him for maybe the death overs. But the adjustment between the medium pace and the spin may be a factor.
Yeah, you're right on that. I'm kind of a little bit surprised, but thankfully we're not running the game. We're calling the game. So we've seen a good start here from Stephen Wigg. Aaron Jones will really have to bat and bat deep. They still need 130 from 77 balls. And that required rate has moved from 8 to 10.1.
Aaron Jones 13 from 12, just that one boundary, a 6, a pull over backward square.
Into the offside. In comes Yasser Mohammed. Young legs moving quickly.
I want to talk about the toss. Atlanta Fire thought they did a great job winning the toss. It was a toss that you would want to win, putting the Masters at the bat. But we talked about it, Lenny. Is batted first. And they won all their games. They know the total, and they've gone back to their business defending the total.
Yeah, Ryan Davis, you're so right on that, and I'll tell you what, when we saw play started this morning on this pitch, it was like the first day of a test match. You survive the first hour and it becomes easy, and one of the reasons we've seen many international teams bat on the first day of a test, because you don't want to bat on the last day of the test. So you want to withstand the tough hour, and once you can get past that, it becomes easy batting, and that's exactly what we saw from the Masters team.
Yeah, quite the opposite in a T20 and a limited overs though, because you may want to bite second. But so far the Masters have done a fantastic
Ball into the offside, can't score. Oh my goodness! Yasser Mohammed has struck the stumps. Not all says umpire Sandeep, but that's anxious moment here for Powell and Jones.
Well, the fielder putting the pressure on the batter. Yes, it's not going to be an out. Yes, it's not going to be affecting the scorecard. But look at this. Batter pushes it in the point. Guess who's there? Cleans up one hand, hits one stump. That's a message to the batters. And now there's going to be hesitancy in that area of the field.
Yeah, Ryan Davis, you're right on that. Some of your best fielder, where do you put them? You put them at point and backward point. They're high trafficking areas. You get your bowlers to bowl tight. And many times all a batsman does is to steer it into the offside, looking for that one. Yasser Mohammed, young legs, he moves fast. At this stage of his career, he's just about 19 and 20, so you expect him to cover angles and really get to the ball. And not only that, strikes the stumps. Lovely bowling here from Stephen Wigg, and this Masters team is beginning to be a tough one to crack.
Lenny, whether it's a left-arm spinner or left-arm medium pacer, they're forcing the batters onto the back foot and have them play shots they're not used to. Yes, they may play those shots often, but not score heavily in that area when batting. Scoring off in the middle of their body, trying to punch the ball, is only so much power you can generate.
And your bowling is as good as your fielding team, and when you can have such support, flicked into the onside, looking for a couple of runs, Nomi Iftikhar is there. And so another good over comes to an end. 8 gone is 32 for 3. So Bhaskar Yadram has been thrown the ball. And he comes in here, Ryan. It's 32 for 3.
Lenny, the damage has been done. Now the run rate creeps up to 10.67. Aaron Jones, of course, has to stay in the wicket, 15 off of 16. And he's going to have to force the action eventually. And now the medium pacer, Yadram. Let's see how Aaron Jones goes to work.
So fluent shot into the onside. Stephen Wigg comes quickly in. Couple of runs. Good looking shot from Ricardo Powell.
So Aaron Jones, we were inquiring what his tactic will be. Well, we saw him take 2 paces down the wicket when Yadram was coming into bowl. So yes, the intent is there. Make something happen.
So again, ball turned into the onside. Runs there again for Aaron Jones, and hands the strike over to Ricardo Powell. And so this over's gone pretty well for the Atlanta Fire. 3 in a couple of balls.
Lenny, you mentioned Powell scores. I believe it was 0 and 4. So Powell himself trying to pick up these deliveries and play himself into good nick. So he's going to try to build an innings here, all about Masters turning the screws so tight that even when they get to those final 4 or 5 overs, it may be long gone.
So ball defended, ball on the stumps, and Ryan Davis, I made mention that the Atlanta team was taken out of the minor league last week Friday. How important is this game? Do you lose a couple of big games in a matter of 8 days? Is it good for the franchise?
Well, in sports, when you do lose a game, you want to get back on the field as quick as possible. But Atlanta Fire, again, find themselves really down in a rabbit hole here. And yes, I think the brand itself will take a knock with 2 successive losses if that comes to pass.
Well, that's a lovely drive but we'll only get one. Stephen Wigg, are you impressed with the way the boys from the Masters team have really moved to get to the ball quickly, preventing twos?
Well, we talked about their ability to defend totals. They've done so this entire tournament, so it's almost like part of the norm for them now. It's the expectation of what's needed on the field to defend their total.
Well, the fact is, they'll be quite happy. Kennar Lewis, Stephen Taylor, and Ilyas Sonny is back in the shade. And it's one of those days that you may not want to be in the shade. You want to be out in the sun. This one into the onside. Oh, Stephen Wigg! Has he taken a blinder? Yes, he has! Inches away from the ground, Stephen Wigg has pulled off a magnificent catch, and Jones is gone.
So often we look at batters, so often we look at bowlers to change the match. What about fielders? Aaron Jones has been the anchor so far. This one pitched up, he drives through the line of the ball. He thought he would get away with it, and somehow he holds on to that catch. That's the type of catch that changes the course of an inning. Jones back in the pavilion, and that, my friend, turns the screw just a little tighter onto Atlanta Fire.
So brilliant work from Stephen Wigg. Ran in, cover some good yards. But the most important thing, Ryan Davis, he still has to catch the ball. And that's exactly what he did. And in the end, a magnificent catch. It doesn't get better than that.
He had to cover the ground, which was already hard to do, Lenny. But he's so athletic, he got there. And he had to get the fingers underneath the ball, in between the ground and the ball, to hold on. And somehow held on. That was worth a wicket on his own. I'm sorry it's not going to go down as a scoreboard as an actual wicket for himself, but it was his wicket, Lenny.
So it looks like Azia Shazad has come to the middle. And we saw hero of the last game for the Atlanta Fire, Ryan Davis, and he comes out here with 124 needed from 68 balls.
So the pressure is on that, Lenny. Not only that, the Masters, their tails are in the air. So yes, the run rate is now against you, but now the confidence and the belief of this Masters team has now gone up another notch. So the bowling is going to be more exact. The fielding is going to be more energetic and precise. So the pressure just got a little harder on the new batter.
So we'll confirm, could be Zia Shazad. And he gets a short one, swings it out towards the backward square area. Bhaskar Yadram has picked up one. Brilliant work from Stephen Wigg. And so the 9th over comes to a close. It's 37 for 1.
Struggling.
So Stephen Wigg, a magnificent catch to take care of Aaron Jones. Comes in here to start over number 10, 38 for 4. And that asking rate has gone to 11 runs and over.
Just to give you some context, Aaron Jones was the diamond in the rough, 18 off of 19. He was struggling himself out there with just one boundary. We've only seen 2 boundaries this innings off of the bat, one from Kennar Lewis, a 4, and a 6 by Aaron Jones. And that's been the story of this innings. The Masters defending their total like guardians on the field.
So we've seen earlier on, and for those viewers who have just turned on, and you didn't have time to really follow what has happened. Well, let me give you a quick summary what has happened here. So 159 posted by the Masters. We saw an excellent knock from Garashu Sharma. He got 47. We saw 33 from Rajdeep Darbar, and we saw well played 38 from Jonathan Carter. And so here we are, 38 for 4 in reply. The Atlanta Fire under pressure. Into the offside. And Ryan Davis, how good or how excellent has been the fielding from the Masters?
I think it's all about attitude. That's what fielding is. The extra step, the extra effort, throwing your body, responding. Remember, we talked about the fantastic bit of fielding at backward point that hit the one stump, that send a message to everyone else, that led into the rest of the team. Boy, have they stuck to their strengths.
Cut away. That's a lovely shot into the region of backward point. Myla Varapu is posted there. And we've seen a very good over from Stephen Wigg. Only a couple of runs in this over.
Well, it all started with Myla Varapu. I'm glad you brought up his name. He opened the bowling, the left-arm orthodox bowler, and spun a web. His 4 overs went for very little runs. He picked up a wicket.
So ball into the onside, can't score. We saw Zia Shazad. So we've seen a very good over from Stephen Wigg. He's only given up a couple of runs, would have come off a brilliant catch to dismiss Aaron Jones, and Masters on top for the time being, still 120 to win from 61 balls. And every dot ball takes the units of the required rate about 9 up. So right now it's 11.8. If this ball goes for a dot, it will push it over 12 runs and over. Pulled, not timed well, will get runs here. Zia Shazad. Fielder runs back, and in fact, has he run out of real estate? We'll have to wait and see, but he picks up a couple of runs.
Well, to add insult to injury, it is a very, very heavy outfield, so you have to run your runs. So it looks like the end of the 10th over, 42 for 4.
So 10 overs gone, 118 still needed here from the Atlanta Fire. Into the offside, Ricardo picks up 1. And so the last 8 team of this tournament, we've seen the 2 Kingsmen brand, Kingsmen and Kingsmen X. Masters and Atlanta Fire engaged in a big battle here. We've seen the Atlanta Force making it through to the final 8. Raiders Unlimited is another team. And of course the Atlanta Lightning. It comes down to Masters and Fire here. Another single to Zia Shazad, and they come back for a couple of runs. This is good running, turning 1s into 2s.
Have to. This thick outfield, you're not going to get boundaries. The guys on the boundary are going to come across and cover with the assistance of the outfield. But what a good looking off drive that was by Zia.
So we come down, approaching the semi-final stage. Oh, that's a very wide ball from Bhaskar Yadram.
Lenny, very important. We talk about managing the game, understanding where you bar in the game. The run rate is at 11.79. All Yadram has to do right now, stump to stump bowling, have the batters do something out of the ordinary to bring the game back in.
And Ryan Davis, you're so right on that. And while the required rate continues to climb, you look at how many wickets have been lost. And that's an added pressure in itself.
There we have Yadram adjusting the line and length and going back to what we call stump to stump bowling. That's all that's required of him right now. Nothing more, nothing less.
So this Masters team have really played impressive in this tournament, winning their 3 games in the league stage. They come into this knockout stage called the quarterfinal with the top 8 teams of the tournament. They have posted 159, a very good score considering the conditions, having lost the toss. And you look at the card, and they've taken 4 wickets, was 47. And I'm pretty sure, Yasir Mohammed comes in, challenges the stumps. And look at that, they come back for a couple of runs, good running, 49 for 4.
Well, Yasir Mohammed does have a couple of runs to play with, taking a chance, trying to get that wicket, trying to get that run out. And he's roaring in from backward point on both ends.
So 49 for 4. Cricket has always been a game, Ryan Davis, that has been measured into milestone, and so they're up at 49. First milestone could be achieved here. And here is Bhaskar Yadram. Thank you. Shot into the onside from Ricardo Powell, doesn't get enough distance. Oh, fielder comes in. And he's floored a chance that he has done well to get both hands to. Could be soap tie. In fact, might have been number 10. We'll pick up the fielder, but he has dropped one.
Played through the line of the ball. He had a long way to go, Lenny. Danish Patel gets 2 hands to it, but he covered so much ground, just couldn't hold on.
So they have crossed 50, 51. Couple of runs off the batter. Ricardo Powell was in the air for a long time, and Danish Patel has had a lot of run to do. In the end, got both hands, couldn't hold on. And so that will conclude the 11th over. So 11 gone is 52 for 4. So 11 gone, 52 for 4. That required rate has gone to 12 and over. And so other games going on, Kingsmen and the Atlanta Force game. The news is Atlanta Force posted 147. And in reply, the powerful Kingsmen X is 116 for 2. So Ryan Davis, we could go away from the ground this evening with a couple of strong contenders. Masters playing good here, Kingsman X closing in on another victory.
Yeah, just want to talk quickly about that other game going on. That Atlanta Force team is an academy of players, young American players, and they're locking horns with some international stars with Kingsman X. So yes, Kingsman X may pull it off, but the performance of that Atlanta Force team in this Atlanta Open 2023 has been nothing short of spectacular.
So good start here from Yasser Mohammed, the leg spinner. A ball that beats the outside edge of Ricardo Powell. And Ryan Davis, what we have seen so far, we've seen a run rate that has gone beyond 12 now.
And Ricardo Powell, we just talked about, not in good nick. He's not picking up the ball. He's not scoring freely. So it's becoming harder for the Fire.
Now let's talk a little bit about leg spin bowling, Ryan Davis. So much variations in bowlers that comes up with that bowling type.
But let's just, okay, in limited over cricket, T20, you have to try to score as quickly as you could, as you know. When you have bounce and turn, just the stock ball of a leg break bowler, it is so hard to score off once they are pitching the ball. Of course, that's always a variable. But if the leg is pitching, it just gets that much harder to score off of.
Shot into the onside. Oh my goodness. Might have been Goranshu Sharma. He has put one down.
It came at him like a bullet. Down at shin level. Not easy. Fantastic slog sweep. And it got into his hands and came out. Not an easy catch. But as the batsman tried to do something out of the ordinary, we're going to start seeing more and more mistakes, Lenny.
So we've seen a chance given by Ricardo Powell on 11. We've seen one here from when he was on 7, Zia Shazad. Big swing and a miss heading towards Cow Corner. Doesn't go too well.
But the leggy pitching just all about off stump and the natural turn going away from the outside edge. So a little bit of variation. The last delivery was mid and leg. The last one was on off. Let's see where Mohammed pitches this one. Shadows this one.
And how well this Masters team have done. They have picked up 4 for 54 with a couple of drop catches. Can you imagine if those two were taken? Powell off the back foot and into the gloves of Rajdeep Darbar.
Just want to remind our viewers, the Masters did come into this game as the underdogs. Atlanta Fire, quite the reputation, being the hosts. And the Masters so far have answered the bell.
So ball cut away, runs here for Ricardo Powell. Mailavarapu gets onto the ball. That will complete the 12th, and after 12 is 56 for 4. I'm Goranshu.
Back to Ryder, Georgia.
Carter.
It's going to be the West Indian medium pacer, Jonathan Carter rather. Had a decent outing with the bat. And now we've seen him, Lenny, pick up a couple wickets. He's a steady bowler. He relies on his accuracy. And he's going to be coming from the southern end, which is a bit of a hill to run up.
Yeah, we saw, along with Goranshu Sharma, posted 71. Really batted excellent towards the last 3 or 4 overs. And he comes in here, Ryan Davis, with an asking rate of 13 and over. So he should never be under any sort of pressure with that required rate on the cards.
And his style of bowling is perfect for this scenario. He is going to go onto these stumps. He's not going to drift anywhere else. But here's Carter to Shazad. And again, full outside off stump. Another dot ball. And Carter is going about his business with a lunch pail and a blue collar attitude.
Yeah, Ryan Davis, and you look at Jonathan Carter, not a tall man. You think he's gonna try to skid the ball more than try to bounce the batsman out?
Yeah, his delivery, where he hustles in, he does get the ball to skid on. Again, outside off stump, the umpire, you could hear the cries from Carter saying no as the umpire signals the wide.
Yeah, that's one of the irony of this T20 game. The rule says you've got to give the batsman a fair chance to score. As a bowler, you got to keep the ball away from him scoring.
So like baseball being called a strike or a ball, you think it's up to the umpire's discretion? Down the pitch comes Shazad. Has he sold it? No. Dot ball. Looking at the umpire, asking for a wide. Not going to get it. And the pressure mounts. The asking, like Lenny mentioned, 13.43. The run rate right now, 4.62.
Yeah, such a big gap from 4.62 to 13.4. And you get the feeling that the Atlanta Fire, under pressure in this quarterfinal game, they need 103 from 46 balls. And it looks like the Masters are playing a very good game, batted well for 159 in trying conditions.
Carter, Shazad, full delivery and is smashed, but long on is there. It's just going to be a loud single. But we saw Powell come down the track to Shazad before that delivery. And clearly there was a discussion. We mentioned, Lenny, something out of the ordinary has to happen. Maybe Powell gave the signal.
Well, corner dry, yet to come. I know I've seen some big innings from corner dry. Very tall man, can really strike the ball. And you definitely think Ryan Davis, he will probably have to come next with a required rate over 13 runs and over. Every passing ball.
This was a top edge. It's going to drop short of deep point. So another single. Powell's not happy with himself. He's just been struggling, Lenny. He's now 15 off of 23. Most of his runs have become from dabs and prods into the infield. He has had no boundaries so far after facing 23 deliveries. Carter to Shazad. Full delivery outside off stump, off the toe of the bat.
Yeah, this has been a very good over from Jonathan Carter. He essentially came into this over having 13 runs to play with. He has given up 4. There's not a shot in this game that is called 9, so he will bowl under 13 here.
Again, this one is off the toe of the bat and it's going to go past the wicketkeeper. Over, it is 61 for 4. So things don't get easier for Atlanta Fire. Yasser Mohammed, whose first over just went for 4 runs, comes in again from the northern end, bowling to the struggling Powell. Powell gets back on the back foot. It's in the air. Long off comes in. 1 bounce and he survives. So
Yeah,
one more to the total. 62 for 4. And now the left-handed Zia Shazad, right-handed Shazad rather, but Mohammed and the Masters now firmly on top of Atlanta Fire, and these batters struggling to find a boundary. And here comes a reverse sweep. We were expecting the unordinary, and here comes Shazad trying to use part of the ground in order to gather some runs.
So pressure on this Atlanta Fire team. They need 98 from 40 balls.
And there's like a tennis shot to long on.
So some very good bowling. Yasser Mohammed, you made mention his first over went for 4.
Down the track comes Powell. He gets under this one, and is it going to carry? It is. It's a 6. And boy, do the fire and Powell need it. A fist bump at mid-wicket, and a nod of the head means that Powell is going to be in full flow.
Yeah, big strike from Ricardo Powell. Still bats pretty well at this juncture of his career. And that's the second 6 we've seen in the innings here for the Atlanta Fire.
This one just dribbles to the offside, goes to 70 for 4. Powell now 24 off of 27. He's been an anchor, he's been a rock, but they need more of that from the experienced player. So we have Shazad, 11 off of 15. Pulls away to mid-wicket. So one more to the total, and that takes us through 14. 71 for 4. Continues 1 over, none for 5, coming from the southern end, and he's going to bowl to Zia Shazad, who's 12 off of 16, has been unable to hit a boundary, but has beginning to open his shoulders. He's beginning to square up Lenny, trying to generate some power. Comes across his stumps, but the full delivery outside of stump means so 1 by to the total. Let's see if the umpire agrees. No signal. Got some bat onto it. So now Powell, who hit a 6 in the last over, gets back on strike. Let's see how Powell can shake things up.
Yeah, this game is slipping away from them. If it has not slipped away already, 15 needed, 88 to win.
Carter again, and it's going to be a wide delivery. Not too much stress on Carter. Run rate only at 5.15. So much more to gather in so little time for the Atlanta Fire. 87 off of 35. And it's a slog over long on. Exactly what the game needs is exactly what Powell provides. Big 6 over long on. Score goes to 79 now. Well, if it's one way to gather runs, this is how you do it. Foot down the track, plays across the line. Carter's been living just outside the line of off stump. Little bit of anticipation, and Powell did the rest.
Yeah, we've seen a good strike from Powell.
And Carter brings this one just short of a length, understanding to do now.
Yeah, we've seen an over that's gone for 9. But I make mention when you're defending 15 runs and over, Brian Davis, you still got some cushion to play with. And although he has given up a big 6 in this over, still has runs to play with.
Full delivery, toe of the bat of Shazad. $82 now for 4. Still 79, but only 32 deliveries. And this man Carter does not stray very often. Just short of a length, off the toe of the bat, and he's dropped it. Iftikhar, the strike bowler for this Masters team, got 2 hands to it. It was a legit catch, Lenny.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of catches put down off Powell, one at 11, and take a look at this one. Numan Iftikhar got across, got hands to the ball. It's a drop catch.
Again, full delivery. It's going to be a long single, and that gets us 83. Welcome back to Rydell, Georgia. A windy 65 degrees as Mohammed continues from the northern end. And he's so far in his spell, 2 overs, none for 14. Got roughed up in his last over. And he's bowling to Shazad down the track. It's high in the air. Long off comes across. Gets a hand to it. Waiting on the umpire. And it's going to be a 6. So another maximum, the third in 2 overs. And it's off the bat of Mohammed Shazad.
So Shazad has really come up with a big blow at the start of the 16th over. Take a look at that. Fielder got around, got hand to the ball, but it's always going to be tough. A very safe place to hit the ball between long on and long off. And he capitalizes on a boundary. Good start to the 16th over.
Confidence beginning to build. Shazad pulls just the 1.
And I think Shazad is playing a very good hand here. We've seen that partnership gone over beyond 50 runs. And bearing in mind for all our viewers, it's Shazad who got them to this stage of the competition.
Paul gets back, punches through cover, and it could go for 4. Nope. Heavy outfield, allows the sweeper to come across. And they get 2. 2 more to the total. Runs are trickling.
Yeah, we've seen this partnership go up to 56. Ricardo Powell given chances at 11 and 32. He's gone up to 35. We've seen a good knock from Zia Shazad, hero of the last game. They took out Samp with 1 big swoop in the last ball. And it comes down to 68 to win.
Yeah, this one's gone. It's going to hit the fence, bounce over. 6 more to the total. And Mohammed starting to cave under the pressure. He dug one this one in short, Lenny. He has stuck in the fingers. Powell, who's seen a lot of deliveries right now, made him pay.
Yeah, they have given this man, Ricardo Powell, look at that, heading down the wrong line from Yasser Mohammed. And Ricardo Powell goes up to 41, given lives at 11 and 32, but he will have to make them pay.
And he's seen a lot of deliveries. He's worked his way into this innings despite the drop chances. He struggled at the beginning. Now he has the confidence. Now the hand-eye coordination is just that much quicker. And beginning to strike the ball in the middle of the bat. Again he goes, leading edge. Backward point, takes it. Oh, he struck it! It's the opening bowler.
Yeah, should have been taken here from Sachin Mailavarapu. And they don't seem to want the wicket of Ricardo Powell. Take a look at this one, Skaya. Should have been an easy one from Sachin Mailavarapu. And look at that, ball falls through his hands. 100 comes up, it's 100 for 4.
Well, it was a dolly. And Mailavarapuna is going to be kicking himself. Mohammed, Powell again. Could it carry? Long on comes in. Deep in wicket, takes the catch. And it was his 4th life he was on, and Powell has to depart. 100 on the board, but the 4th wicket goes 105. And Masters bounce back. Shorter delivery. He played across the line of the delivery. Deep mid wicket came in. He held on. And Powell departs. 43. He made his mark, but would it be enough to get Atlanta back into this match? So guess who? The big hit in Cornell Dry now replaces the big hit in Powell, which we just saw in the last 4 overs. So Cornell Dry has the platform to change this thing, do the unordinary. And we're going to get the details of the catch. And Shoaib down at deep mid wicket. So Yasir Mohammed gets the wicket. And that completes the 16th over. 105 for 5. Cornell Dry, again, having the time, having the opportunity, Lenny, to do something spectacular. Scored 15 runs and over and turned this game upside down.
So Shazad will be on strike. Jonathan Carter will continue. Sobtai comes up with a good catch. And you got the feeling that they didn't want to take the wicket of Ricardo Powell. Give them a chance at 11. Give them a chance at 32. Give them a chance at 42. But in the end, Sobtai judged a very good one in the deep. And perhaps the hope of Atlanta Fire walked away from the middle in form of Ricardo Powell.
So Jonathan Carter, business as usual from the southern end. Bowling to Shazad. Full delivery outside off stump. You can bet your D to the house. He's going to do the same thing to Cornell Dry.
So Dry will have to make a big impression here. 59 to win from 23 balls. As Ryan mentioned, asking 50 runs and over. He will have to get cracking quickly. With balls running out, and still 59 to get.
Has seen it all. It's going to be up to Cornell Dry to do something special. Dry just flicks it off the pads. Loud single, thinking of 2, hesitation. 1. Round of applause, excellent feeling in the deep.
Yeah, we've seen a good spell so far from Jonathan Carter. Comes into this over with 2 overs, no win, none for 17, going 8.5 runs and over, but he has some cushion to bowl by.
Shazad steps across his crease and he works this one over mid-wicket for 6. Just what the doctor ordered for Atlanta Fire.
So can Zia Shazad bring them home? Look at this one. Flicked away. That's a powerful shot from Zia Shazad. He goes up to 29. And they need 52 from 21 balls. Can he in 2 days, or in fact the last no play yesterday?
This one off the toe of the bat. Carter goes back to the Yorker. Looking for 2. Just the 1.
Can Shazad put them into the semi-final here, Ryan Davis?
Well, he has the platform. He's seen enough deliveries, Shazad. He's now seen 24 deliveries. So they score 109 for 5, 51 off of 20. Dry. He's going to have to get over a long off and a long on to score within the V. Just short of a length. Deep mid wicket comes in. Batter's going to want 2. They're going to go for it. It's going to be close. 2 more to the total.
So 111 for 5, 49 from 19 balls. Carter's gone for 11 in this over. Cornell Dry has been quite productive so far.
So Dry, 3 runs in his first 2 deliveries. Carter will be another Yorker. Short of a leg, he's driven this one. Long on, just the 1. Shazad wants 2, no chance. And that takes us over 5. as Baskan Yadram, the big hitting all-rounder, will come back into the attack.
2 for 16.
Yadram, 1 for 16, first 2 overs. We roll into the big hitting Cornell Dry.
Yeah.
4 runs off of 3 deliveries.
Yeah, Yadram would have picked up the wicket of Aaron Jones.
48 needed off of 18.
We've seen a very good tournament so far from the Masters, and they're 48 runs or 18 balls or 5 wickets away from a semi-final berth.
So the hometown Atlanta Fire, the favourites in this match, up against it, back against the wall, against this Masters team that's been impeccable in the field and with the ball. Oh, and a little attempted scoop shot. And they're going to come back for 2. Cornell Dry instigating things, running between the wickets, picks up 2 and puts pressure on Yadram.
So 46 from 17 balls. Ryan Davis, if Cornell Dry and Zia Shazad cannot bring them home, I don't think anyone will. And they're out in the middle, so this is their last chance.
Shazad, only 2 boundaries, 2 sixes out of his 30. Thus far for Dry. Short delivery. Oh, extra cover. Will it get there? It does. 4 more to the total. It was a long hop, Lenny.
Yeah, it might have been the slow ball gone wrong. Bowlers these days in this format of the game, as we take a look at that, sometime trying to experimenting with the fingers of the ball, and that ball may have taken a longer time for a release.
It was a slow ball going to the boundary, Lenny.
So Cornell Dry has picked up a valuable 4, and then now comes down to 42 to win from 16 balls.
Drama in Atlanta. For the eyes bowling. Yadram has the last laugh. He punches the air. The off stump is rocked back. Cornell Dry has to depart. He departs for 10. And the 6th wicket has now fallen. What a wicket, Lenny.
Yeah, take a look at this one. Bhaskar Yadram on the off stump. Cornell Dry looking for runs. Can't fault him at this stage of the game. And Ryan Davis, I hear not too long ago you mentioned Halloween coming up. Here is a Halloween phrase. And how does it tie in to what I'm going to say? Another nail in the coffin?
I love it. I love it. Well, we're going to stick to the Halloween trend. Justin Dill, big hit in Justin Dill. Can he be candy with our Halloween themed quarterfinal?
Ryan Davis, I've seen a couple of knocks from Justin Dill. He can strike the ball. And he will have to support Zia Shazad. Shazad, we know, we saw it the other day, responsible for the Fire coming into the quarterfinal. They took out Samp Army, needed 4 in the last ball. He gave them more than 4. He gave them 6. And now it comes down to them needing 42 from 15 balls.
Rocked back the off stump of Dry in his last delivery. Confidence, a little bit of adjusting in the field, protection for Yadram. Deep backward square, deep mid wicket, long on, long off, and a sweeper at cover to Dill. Back 3 runs to the total. Wow. And Yadram can't believe it. He's looking at backward point.
Nah, I thought backward point did well. Stephen Wigg didn't time the dive well. And a bit of bungs. They come back with 3, and you get the feeling that Zia Shazad, he has the confidence that he can pull this one away.
30 off of 24 has 1. Big hit. Mid wickets in play. Mohammed just short. Uses his body, protects the
Yeah, in the area of Yasser Mohammed. Take a look at this, short and pulled away. Lovely shot again from Zia Shazad, inches away from Yasser Mohammed. And this over's gone for 10. Justin Dill comes in to strike, and that equation now comes down to 38 to win from 13 balls.
Yeah, drum, hands on hips, back to his mark. Eyeball to eyeball with Shazad. Dill comes across the reverse sweep, but a dot ball, and that takes us through the 18th, 12, 38 runs needed, 122 for 6. When you get to the business end of the innings, who do you throw to? A businessman himself, Jonathan Carter, international West Indian cricketer from Barbados. And Lenny, you mentioned the figures.
Yeah, he's had a very good day, none for 29, but when I meant by very good day, batted well with Garanshu Sharma, posted 71, got 33. He started a little bit circumspect, but towards the end, boy, did he fire.
Yeah, just like we saw Powell struggle in the early part of his innings, but came on. Carter did the same for Masters. So in comes Carter to Shazad on drive. Of course, batter's going to look for anything right now. But Justin Dill, who's 3 runs off of just 2 deliveries, he's going to have to start forcing the action. 37 needed off of 11.
Yeah, we see Zia Shazad, and I know he's off strike, but he thinks he can pull this off.
Just short of a length off the toe of the bat, and Carter! And he's out. Jonathan Carter did the rest. Brilliant delivery, and he hustled down there through his body, and with one motion, it is Shazad run out by the bowler himself.
Yeah, excellent work from the bowler backing up himself. Look at that. Stumps. The bail gets dislodged. And the big wicket of Zia Shazad falls by the run-out route. And it's the Masters all the way. It's 123 for 7.
Shazad departs 32 from 26 with 2 maximums. But this is all about Jonathan Carter. You throw the ball to him in tough situations. Brilliant ball outside the line of off stump, off the toe of the bat. And he is the one that conjures up the run out by himself. So the score now goes to 123 for 7. New batter is going to be Reza, who struggled with the ball in the first inning, and he's going to try to make up for the bat. Facing Carter, Reza drives. So now 36 needed off of 9.
So Masters in a strong position here, asking to 24 runs and over. And you get the feeling that the Atlanta Fire campaign at the Atlanta Open for 2023 is beginning to come to a close.
Dill. In comes wicket. Oh, it's over the fence. It was one of those moments, Lenny. Should he have been more defensive and just pat it down?
And I made mention, take a look at this one. Lovely strike here from Justin Dill. When you're fielding at the edge of the boundary, Ryan, a couple of things can go wrong. You can drop the catch and it could go for 6. That's exactly what happened. And it comes down to 30 to win.
Carter to Dill. Full delivery outside the line of off stump. Dot ball. Who are you going to call? Other than the Ghostbusters, you call Jonathan Carter.
Yeah, Carter's having a very good day. And although he wouldn't have picked up a wicket in this over, would have got the valuable wicket of Zia Shazad run out off his own bowling.
Comes across, hits it high in here. Mohammed's under it. Would he make no mistake? Takes the catch.
Australian style.
Australian style. Mohammed takes the catch. Yadram another wicket. Dill departs. And it's all coming, collapsing around the ears of Atlanta Fire. And the Masters Cricket Club closing in on a semi-final, Lenny.
Yeah, ball in the air. Justin Dill looking for some sixes. That's what they need. And look, in the end, Yasser Mohammed would have put one down earlier on, but it comes up with a very important catch, and Bhaskar Yadram has picked up 3 now. Ryan?
In length, no matter what the game. And he has impacted the game with the ball. New batter coming in. He's going to have an impossible task no matter who it is. Masters Cricket Club.
And Ryan, we may have forgotten to mention all along, Lendl Simmons couldn't be part of this team. We saw yesterday, well, a couple of days ago, had to be, he limped off and had treatment done to him.
Just one more to the total. Alfonso's off the mark.
But you get the feeling with 28 to win from the last 4 balls here, Masters will advance to the final 4 and the campaign of the Atlanta Fire will come to an end.
They've batted first all 4 matches. They defended the total all 4 matches, Lenny. And they're marching, of course, if something dramatic doesn't happen here, into the semi-final.
And Ryan Davis, I heard you mention they came into this match. Oh, it's a run out. So wickets falling here. And so what looked like a casual single ends up to be a run out. And I think Ariza is gone, or might have been a Ponce. So a wicket falls.
So the procession of batters continue. Yadram, line and length, drives it to mid-off, suicide run, and great fielding. So the exclamation mark has been delivered to this game. Another wicket falls, takes us to 8 wickets down.
Might be 9.
We're so quickly, so fast, so furious. It's now 2. Our scorers can't keep up to the amount of batters outing. 132 for 9. So Yadram back to his mark. And it's a matter of time as David is about to defeat Goliath.
Yes, Ryan Davis. You mentioned earlier on that Masters probably came into this match as the underdog. The opposite of that is the top dog. And boy, they've been on top.
Short of a length, high, deep square leg, gets his hand to it. Can't hold on, it was a tough one. Don't think that's going to included in the catch area. Short delivery by Yadram, the pull shot. Got his hands to it, and Lenny, he fielded an excellent job for stop the boundary.
Well, they've got so much cushion to work with. 27 to win in 2 balls. It's 133 for 9, so a wicket here will prove that the Masters has really been unbeaten in 4 games.
Yadram to finish things off. Short delivery, top edge, and it'll go to the boundary. So 4 runs to the good. So Nasir Hussain gets off the mark.
And it comes down to this final ball, 23. The Masters have really done well. They've won against Carolina Smashers, they've won against Falcons, they've taken out the Force, and now they are on the verge of sending the Atlanta Fire packing.
You can't really send them home because they're already home, Atlanta Fire. So Yadram just wants to get it done. Hussain is taking his time adjusting, and the Masters are waltzing into the semis. Yadram to Hussain, a cutaway, and it's going to go to the boundary as well. 4 more, but too little too late. The Masters Cricket Club defeat the Atlanta Fire and by 18 runs handedly, and they continue their march into the semi-finals. Fantastic performance in the field with the ball has brought it home for the underdogs, and now we will find out who they play into the semi-finals. Atlanta Fire's been knocked out. For incredible production team, SC Productions, SC Tech Productions. For my co-commentator Lenny, my name is Ryan. Proud to bring you this broadcast. More cricket will be brought to you on at 3 p.m. See you soon.